Not much, man. I don't know why Rumble is retarded today, but yeah, no, that's just how it be sometimes. The most the most exciting thing you could possibly talk about before going on. Yeah, yeah. Anyhow, yep. Yeah, that's probably why a lot of people on Rumble are doing mixed streams now because you're not the only one I know who does essentially news going straight into some sort of video game thing. That's kind of interesting. It's weird. Yeah, that's probably why a lot of people on Rumble. They say you are muted. Streams now All they hear is Stork. I don't know. That's what Melted Mind said. I'm just
Everything just wants to break today. That's what it is. Everything wants to break today. There, it's fixed. Everything just wants to break today, guys. I don't know what to tell you. Everything wants to break. I was talking about Rumble breaking, and apparently my OBS wants to screw me over too. Every once in a while, it'll change the input of my mic, and that's what happened.
You guys did hear the part where you said he met up with Destiny over the weekend, though, right?
Oh God, why would I meet up? What would be the purpose of me meeting up with Destiny?
Dude, you told me. I do not remember. It was pretty...
Sure. Would you like to elaborate for the audience? Why would I be meeting up with Destiny?
We're on YouTube, so I'm not going to get into what it all was you were doing with Destiny. Okay?
You hear that, guys? Stork had his freedom of speech taken away.
Pretty much.
Man. Okay. Well, now I gotta go make the tweet again and all this good stuff. Sorry, guys. We're a little delayed today. I'm a little behind now because look, I thought we had everything ready to go, so I was chillaxing, and now I'm having a rush.
Tyler has what we like to call the Arrested Development.
Arrested Development. I've only seen a little bit of that show.
Oh, do you know what Arrested Development actually means?
No, what does that mean?
It means essentially you are childlike. Your development has been stopped. It's been seized.
Arrested Development. I see.
Yeah, there you go.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Is that why that show is called that?
Yeah, because they're all acting like children.
That makes a lot of sense.
No. Yeah, there you go. Anyhow, what we were talking about was the remittances thing. I don't really care where you want to start. We can talk about that. We can talk about the Harvard bomb. You choose, man.
Well, yeah, I think we'll talk about the stuff with Nigeria. I don't know if you've seen that.
Oh, that's
a fun story, right? That's a real fun story.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah. We'll get into it in just a moment. But I think we'll start there. And then I don't know. Do you want to talk about that video from Trump on the 60 Minutes too?
We can talk about Trump afterwards. We'll talk about this first. I guess the Nigerian thing, which is I actually know somebody who is like a tribal chieftain kind of thing over in Nigeria because they still have those as like a city council kind of mayor-ish kind of thing. And his family is like a big to-do over there. And like the thing is I know all of that, and because I know all of that, I was paying attention. Do you remember the Bring Back Our Girls campaign?
No, I've never heard of that.
Okay. It was a big deal with Michelle Obama during Obama's term. Okay. It was the Bring Back Our Girls campaign. What happened was a bunch of Nigerian warlords from the north and northeast Nigeria basically raided the Christian towns in the south and southwest side of Nigeria. They raided and took a bunch of girls hostage. They killed most of the boys in the initial raid, if not all of the boys, they took some of the boys essentially to become essentially just troops essentially for the warlord. And then in several subsequent raids, they took boys and girls. But the first raid was the one that kind of broke big, which was kidnapping all the girls and basically, using them as well as trying to make them brides for this warlord, as well as all of their Muslim cohorts. If you look at Nigeria, basically, and I don't know which way I'm pointed on your camera on the stream, but essentially the northwest side is north northeast side is Muslim, and the southwest side is Christian, and so you've got a constant fighting essentially between the two sides of this.
This is in Nigeria.
Yeah, this is in Nigeria, and it's a big thing. Again, you can Google the "Bring Back Our Girls" shit, and it's pretty significant. And yeah, all of that shit's been going on basically since then. So before anybody says any shit about Trump getting involved in Nigeria, talking about Nigeria, going and being sympathetic to Nigeria, anybody from the left says any of that shit, just literally, because there's like a famous Twitter picture of Michelle Obama with like a piece of paper that's like hashtag bring back our girls, and everybody was like, girls, what about the boys? Like, they were all murdered or kidnapped to become like child soldiers. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people?
Well, men are they're what is it called? You can get rid of them. It's fine. Men are not needed.
Yeah. What's
They're
up with
disposable.
Cash? Whole story with Cash we'll get into, and I do think that I linked that on the thing. And
Yeah,
whole
you
thing
did.
with
I'll
Candace
pull it
Owens on the. We'll get into that in a minute. Anyhow, the Islamic warlords are going in and raiding the Christian towns again in Nigeria, and apparently stepped it up another thing. And so Trump is essentially saying that he's going to go in and basically clean house because he's tired of this shit. Now, what is also not being talked about in that sentence is Nigeria has a bunch of oil deals with China because Nigeria has a large oil deposit.
Hmm.
So the United States is going into a country with a large oil deposit.
We're not known for that, though.
No. And they're also trying to go in and essentially win favor with a country that has already made peace and deals with China. So a whole bunch of shit going on there.
All right, well, I am situated. We got everything good for the stream, so I think we can actually get into the meat and potatoes of these stories now.
Yep.
I have this story up. I should pull it up for your screen as well. Let's see.
I can see it on the screen.
Well, I'm gonna give it to you on VidNinja. There you go. So this is from the Post Millennial. Breaking: USA may stop all aid to Nigeria. Could go in guns a-blazing to wipe out Islamic terrorists who are killing Christians. If the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria. President Donald Trump has said that if the Nigerian government allows for the continual killing of Christians to take place in the country, he will stop all aid and assistance from the U.S. going to the country, and that the U.S. could intervene. Trump posted on Truth Social, if the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria, and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns a-blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities. I thought America First was not for war.
I mean, do you want the geopolitical, the religious, or I mean, which bullshit answer do you want me to give you for this?
Which bullshit answer? So they're all bullshit answers.
Well, no. I mean, there is a legitimate case to make that by going in there and making better friends with Nigeria, China loses its position in the country. I mean, is that America first? No, I mean,
making allies would be America first, but going to war with another country is not.
They're not going to war with the country. They're going to war with the Islamic terrorists / warlords.
Yeah, but that's the argument they're making for Venezuela right now, and we're about to go to war with them too.
Well, I mean, the question
they're saying
right
cartels.
now should be, who are we not going to war with, Tyler?
Yeah, no, it's just fun. It's just interesting to me that you have so many people on the right that are like, "Oh, there's no new wars. We're not starting wars. We don't want war." And it's like, well, who are we not trying to start war with right now?
There is no war in Ba Sing Se, and we were always at war with East Asia.
There's no war in Greenland.
Yeah, there's no war in Greenland. I was promised fucking Greenland, okay? At the beginning of this president's term, we were promised Greenland.
No, God promised Greenland to us thousands of years ago.
And I'm just saying, I don't see any Greenland in the United States. There is no, Republic of Greenland in Congress right now. Where's their representation?
Good question. Well, and then we have this tweet from Trump here. If the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria. I'm in support of that. That's fine. If we want to stop aid and assistance, I mean, I feel like we should do that anyway, unless they're our ally. But even then, I don't know. It depends. And may very well go into that now we may very well go into that disgraced country, guns a-blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities. I'm hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attacked our cherished Christians, warning the Nigerian government better move fast. Now the question is Trump serious, or is he using this as a negotiation tactic?
That's the other question you have to ask yourself, because it's always a negotiation, right? So I don't think when is it never not a negotiation for him?
Well, because I mean, it's the same thing for when he said that we'd put boots on the ground for Ukraine, and it's like, well, I think that's just him trying to bring Putin back to the table.
No, I'm genuinely serious when I say, when is it not a negotiation for him? I think literally that is what he is always doing, constantly, nonstop.
Yeah.
I mean, even in war things right now. I mean, like, even when he's making these bombastic statements, which he will follow up with if given a chance, he's still negotiating.
I still find it still baffles me that you have so many people on the right that'll complain about Congress not approving war powers, and then Trump comes in and they're like, oh yeah, dude, bomb all the boats, go to war with these countries.
Well, I've brought it up several times now. There's a Jamaican family, I think they're Jamaican, that are asking about proof that those drug boats, essentially in Venezuela, are drug boats. And everybody's response to that is, well, how many cheap fishing boats do you have with 3 outboard motors? That just proves they're a drug cartel. I'm sorry, what the fuck are you saying? Like, if I drive a nice car, I'm automatically a drug dealer? Is that where we're going with this? Everybody who works on Wall Street's addicted to cocaine? Like, are we seriously not actually following shit up with evidence at this point? I've got I think they have evidence. Like, I believe them that they are drug dealers.
But this goes back to the transparency thing. They're not being transparent. Like, sure.
Well, I was literally just talking to you about that, and we'll get into that next. But yeah, keep going.
No, I was just gonna say this goes back to exactly, and you've been bringing it up like the past few months, and I too have been bringing it up. This administration, for all the things that I agree with them on, they're not being transparent enough. There has to be evidence. There has to be some sort of intel for them to be like, okay, yeah, these people are cartel members that are about to bring drugs to our country. Why is it that they can declassify the video of them getting blown the fuck up, but they can't declassify the intel that gave them reason to do it?
They deployed an aircraft carrier. A fucking aircraft carrier. Sorry, we're on YouTube, but
I already cussed. It's fine.
Yeah. But I mean, if you're going to deploy an aircraft carrier, the least you can do is back that shit up.
I covered that last week. There's multiple statements from our government that are now saying that a ground invasion of Venezuela is imminent.
Where's your fucking evidence for this shit?
Like, I get it, guys. Like, I want to go after the cartels, too. I want to remove the cartels. I want to remove their ability to come into the country with all these drugs. My question, Stork, is why is it that we have to bomb them off the coast of Venezuela? Why is it that we can't be defending our shores, and the moment they enter our territorial waters and they don't respond, you bomb them?
Okay, like on that point, right? Like I've been having conversations about the trucker thing a lot lately and whatever, right? And the easiest way to catch those guys is when they leave the trucking yard, the shipping yard, right?
Yeah.
So realistically, you want to go to where they are. You know, you don't fish, you know, at the dry spots. You go to where the fucking fish are. I get that. 100% understand that shit, right? But at the same time, I've got a lot of other questions essentially about what that can means, because when it comes to the trucker shit, for example, they're not actually going and raiding these companies that are hiring these truckers. That seems a little weird. I've been told you have to catch these guys in transit, in movement kind of thing. These guys aren't legal immigrants, so why the fuck do we have to wait for them to actually be driving to do this, right? So when it comes back to this,
they're already breaking the law. Why do we have to wait for them to break more laws?
Yeah, like when it comes to this drug shit and everything out of Venezuela, I'm sitting here going, okay, it makes sense to go where they are. It makes sense to even stop them. But don't we have fucking like guns that are like pinpoint accurate to take out the fucking engines on these things? Don't we have all kinds of shit? And it seems a little weird that we're just blowing these things up, like just like, you know what? Let me ask this question: if this was 20 years ago, they disable the engine, they would say, if any of you fire upon us, we will fucking kill you. They'd go in there, they'd get the drugs off, and we would have evidence of all of this shit, right? That's not what's fucking happening in any of this kind of situation. In this entire situation, we're like, oh, well, we had to kill them because they were drug dealers.
Yeah, that's basically what's going on. They're cartel members. Allegedly, they're cartel members from another country. And instead of trying to immobilize them or intercept them, we are just obliterating them.
I mean, you've seen the fucking videos. We know that we have like laser guns that can disable boats now.
No,
right?
You got to do a flak shotgun blast into the ocean.
I mean, no, that's really what they're doing, though.
I know. That's why I said it. Look, I know people aren't going to care about all the sea life or something like that, but just think about the collateral damage when you do something like that. And then even besides that, how do you know that they wouldn't have surrendered? Like, do we know that these people were firing upon us first? We're the ones firing first.
I have a lot of questions about this, Tyler, and no one's fucking answering them. And when I ask questions, people are just like, "Oh, well, drug dealers, who cares?" And I'm just like,
and to tie this back to Nigeria, I mean, are we going to start seeing similar actions like this in Nigeria? We're going to start drone striking certain targets, and then we're going to get videos like, "Yeah, we got him," and it's like, but why did we get him?
I think you were actually in the audience for this. Do you remember the story? And I know we covered it on Chris's show too at one point, but it was a plane registered out of Africa being flown by an Australian that went down over Colombia or Brazil. I want to say it was over Brazil, and it was carrying a bunch of cocaine with SpaceX logos on it. What I'm saying is sometimes there's just a lot of weird shit in drug land, and maybe we need to check these people that we think are carrying drugs in boats.
Melted has a counterpoint to make about the shooting of the engines. He said saying that we have guns to take out the engines is like saying, why don't cops shoot the criminals in the leg store?
Because to be clear, I mean, good point, Melted. Good point. These guns are accurate to 2-3 miles. Like we have that shit capable, and the boats are at least a couple of 100 yards, if not half a mile from where the boat that's sinking them is. And for all we know, the criminal isn't pointing a gun at the other boat. So you're asking me why the cop doesn't shoot the boat that poses no threat to them in the leg? I think we've already skipped a step by the time we get to that question about why they don't shoot them in the leg. Like, are we commanding them to stop before we sink the boats?
I mean that would be the question, right? Is are we getting in communication with these people at any point before just obliterating them?
Like like, don't get me wrong. If they are drug boats, if they are armed, sink the fucking boats. I'm 100% on board with sinking the fucking boats.
Melton said his point is that it's not an easy thing to do. I think it is. It's not a super difficult thing to do, though. We've seen plenty of videos of Coast Guard and military rolling up on these boats, rolling up on these submarines, and they've taken them non-violently before.
Oh yeah.
So I don't think it's impossible to do, especially when we have a whole fleet of boats out there right now. What our question here, Melton, is why is it that we're resorting to immediately bombing them? Why is that the first option? Why is it that we're not trying to communicate with them? Why is it that we're not trying to apprehend them in some way?
You understand that we have intact makeshift submarines or light submersible vessels. Okay, let's not get into
they like barely go under the
They're barely made out of proper material to be under the water in the first place. And we can get these submarines in almost pristine, like intact condition. But for some reason, the boat we have to blow up.
Melton says, the subs are moving at like 5 knots, not the fishing boat with 3 motors going 25 knots. Again, all of these people have radios. You could at least try to communicate with them. Why is it that we look, even besides the point, right, Melton? If you can't get close enough to the boat to get in communication with them, how do you know what's on the boat?
Actually, you bring up a very good point there, okay? They normally would have radios to call on the good radio to this guy. Hey, this is the U.S. Coast Guard. Slow the fuck down. You're going to be inspected for drug paraphernalia. All I'm asking for is literally a recording of them trying to contact them by radio. That would be enough to at least make me go, okay, well, they're trying to contact them. We don't even have a radio recording of them radioing to these guys.
Yeah, I think Stork and I are just asking for a bit more evidence than, trust me, bro, they had drugs.
Yeah, like, I don't think Tyler is opposed to, blowing up the boats if they're drug dealers, are you?
I'm not opposed to that. I want to make sure that that's what's happening.
Yeah, let's pretend, okay, that this is the government officials of Venezuela, a communist country, which that is what they are right now. They're claiming to be socialist, communist, whatever. They're authoritarian. Let's pretend that there are refugees on this boat. And not like kind of refugees, like prisoners that have been let go that they shipped to America, but actual refugees, okay?
Guido says that they've been following the boat since they were loaded. Okay, well then show us pictures of them loading the drugs on the boat or something.
If you've been following them, there's pictures, there's videos, there's all kinds of shit.
Guido, I'm not saying you're wrong, Guido. I'm just saying that I would like to see that.
like literally what you said a second ago. The Trust Me Bro administration.
That's what's going on. Like it's not even that I'm opposed to taking out the cartels and stuff like that. It's literally I don't want to blindly trust our government.
I'm actually 100% on board with taking out the cartels.
Right.
I probably am too on board with taking out the cartels. But I'd like to know that that's what they are.
Right. And then here, let's get back to because we were talking about Nigeria. Hey, doggo, stop. Doggo's biting wires. No biting wires. What's called but back to this with Nigeria, because it does tie into it a little bit. We're talking about starting foreign wars and foreign conflicts that is not congressionally approved. So following Trump's warning, it says the warning from Trump comes as there have been more reports from Nigeria of Islamic terror groups such as the Boko Haram conducting the mass slaughter of Christians in the country. On Friday, Trump also spoke about the killings of Christians taking place in the country. When Christians or any such group is slaughtered like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4476 worldwide. Something must be done. Trump wrote in a post on Friday, I am asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with the chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and report back to me. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world. So what should be done here, though, Stork? Like, what should we go invade another country to help Christians? Should we open our borders to Christian refugees, or should we just not stay out of it? Like, or should we just stay out of it? I don't.
One, I know quite a few based Nigerian Christians, so I'm not unsympathetic to the letting them into our country bit. But again, I don't like the idea of that, because when we do that, we get 90% men, 10% women, and they're all of fighting age. And my question is, if all of you are here, who's fighting to protect your country? So, I got questions. But when it comes to Nigeria, we're spending how much in Ukraine?
I don't even, I stopped counting.
We're 95% sure that they're the ones who blew up the pipeline.
Yeah, it's basically been confirmed.
And we're spending how much in Israel?
Again, too much.
And they're intentionally going in and kill, I've seen the videos now of these Israeli IDF people being happy that they're going and killing kids. I'm not saying that all of them are like that. I'm not an anti-Israel guy, but I am in a let's stay the fuck out of Israel kind of position. It's not complicated. That's my position on Israel. So when it comes to Nigeria, where we actually have bad shit happening, right? Shit that is of our interest, that is of our global interest. Why the fuck are we not doing anything?
I mean, I think in the minimum, we definitely need to cut off ties with Nigeria if this is what they're going to be doing. And Stork brings up another point, or not Stork, Melted brings up another point for us, Stork. He said, what if there are spies that are calling out the boats to the U.S.? We can't tell them that we have spies.
We've already told them that we have spies. Literally, they have already said the CIA is who's confirming which one are the drug boats.
Well, even beyond that, Stork, again, we're back to the trust me, bro, there's drugs on that boat. So, if we have spies over there and they're getting intel, where's the info? Where's the intel? Are we again just there? We have spies over there and they're like, oh yeah, this boat, bomb this one. And it's like, okay, well, why are we bombing that one?
Again, I'm fine with the bombing of the boats.
As am I. I want a little bit more backing to it. It's really hard to defend this stuff. Look, my positions they always revolve around being able to defend it to the next person I talk to. If I go and talk to someone and I have a position on something and I can't back it up with facts and logic, then I'm not gonna go share it with them. I'm not gonna defend the point. So again, with these boats, I'm in favor of bombing the boats. But if I don't have a backing as to why I'm okay with bombing the boats, I'm not gonna go around defending it.
I'm gonna be as patronizing to you as I can right now, Tyler. Okay?
Oh, good.
You're young, so maybe you don't remember, but this sounds exactly like weapons of mass destruction bullshit. Why are we having this conversation again?
Beats me, man. It really does.
Trust me, they have weapons of mass destruction. What the fuck are we doing?
I don't know. And in my position on the Nigeria stuff, I'm fine with cutting off ties, fine with sanctions, all that good stuff. As far as going in militarily, I would only be okay with it if Congress approves it, because that's what the Constitution subscribes.
The only point I guess that I can give towards Nigeria of us intervening is Nigeria is probably the closest thing we have to a Western African nation that is friendly with us. That's probably about the best I can really make out with that. So in terms of defending our allies in the region, maybe you can make a case for that.
And to answer your question, AG Wright, he said, devil's advocate, what is the ulterior motive for bombing the boats if they have no drugs? The ulterior motive is that they want regime change in Venezuela, and they're looking for justification to go in and invade.
There's that. Again, China has a lot of... we've got two countries right now, Tyler, where China has signed oil deals with those countries. And we're getting involved in them.
It all comes back to China.
All comes back to China and oil. Fuck. Bomb them till I can go on vacation again. Yeah, well,
I mean, my parents are on vacation right now. They're taking a cruise down to Mexico.
Down to Mexico.
Down to Mexico.
That Jewish one state. Anyhow. But
we can move on to the next thing you wanted to talk about. You wanted to talk about this clip from 60 Minutes with Anna Paulina Luna.
I do want to talk about that, and
yeah, final thoughts on the cartel Nigeria stuff before we go to that.
Nigeria needs to be, and it's not cartel. They're fucking warlords. They're like Islamic warlords raiding from.
Well, I'm just saying because we were talking about the two issues.
Oh, as far as the drug cartels, I'm fine with it happening if they're drug cartels, but I'm tired of trust me, it's getting done shit because, and I think we were talking about this just before we went live.
Yeah, you brought up a number that Tom Homan hopes to get 400,000 deportations.
We'll get to that in just exactly 2 seconds.
That's nothing.
We'll talk about that exactly in 2 minutes. But my issue is again, enough of the trust me, bro bullshit. And when it comes to Nigeria, I feel like, if we're going to be supporting any country, that actually is a decent country to be supporting at the moment. Not fucking Ukraine, who goes and blows up pipelines. Nigeria is a pretty good, decent one. So, there are certain people that ask all the time why we don't talk about other tragedies. I'm literally talking about the other tragedy right now.
Right.
And I'm okay with it. So, anyway.
And then here, well, because it is a new month, I should probably do an ad read before we jump to this next story. So I'm gonna go ahead and do one of them. Let's do Rumble. We could do a Rumble Premium ad. That's always fun. Let's see if it'll actually let me do it. Okay, there we go. All right. Well, we'll be back after these short messages. All right. Guys, you've probably noticed, Rumble is growing fast and it's not slowing down. They're building a real alternative to big tech that puts creators first and actually protects free speech. And now there's Rumble Premium, an easy way to upgrade your experience. With Premium, you get ad-free viewing across the platform, no pre-rolls, no interruptions, just the content that you came for. Plus, Premium members unlock exclusive content like bonus videos, behind-the-scene drops, and more from your favorite creators. Right now, Rumble is offering $10 off an annual subscription. Just go to rumble.com/premium and use the promo code STUDIO at checkout. That's rumble.com/premium, promo code STUDIO. No ads, more freedom, and content that you actually care about. That's the deal. So if you guys are looking to get a year-long subscription for Rumble Premium, you can get $10 off of that if you use code STUDIO at checkout. So go do that. If you don't have Premium already, go do it. What are you doing? Go do that. Anyway, we are back. Thank you for those short messages. All right, let's jump over to this. I need to figure out how to do the audio in VidNinja that doesn't also include your audio.
It's okay. I've already heard it, so you don't have to really go off about that.
Well, I'm gonna share it to you anyway. Let's move on over to here. So Matt Stork had something he wanted to talk about with this. Donald Trump, he went on 60 Minutes for 90 minutes the other day, and a lot of people are sharing clips from that. This one in particular was shared by Representative Anna Paulina Luna. Trade deal plus peace equals a win for everyone. And this is a clip that Stork wanted me to see, and then he wanted to talk about. So let's play this.
It is working with Putin, I think. I did different with him because we don't do very much business with Russia, for one thing. He's not like somebody that buys a lot from us because of
Now I got to go back a few seconds because we got the like goal. Thank you guys for hitting the like goal.
Buys a lot from us because of foolishness, and I think he'd like to be. I think he wants to come in and he wants to trade with us and he wants to make a lot of money for Russia, and I think that's great. That's what I like.
Pause.
Yeah. So all of that and everything was really great, and I think there's a lot going on there. But then this last part is what got me, Tyler. This is why I wanted to talk about this. So go ahead.
All right, let's see this last part.
Done in a couple of months, do you think?
I think we're going to get it done, yeah. I think he really wants to do business with the U.S., but it did work with India, and it did work with Pakistan, and it did work with 60% of those countries. It is.
So I guess the first question is, why the fuck do we have a trade deal with Pakistan? What do they produce that we fucking want?
What is it that we're getting from them, Stork?
I genuinely have a fucking question about that.
Oh,
I don't
that
think,
you actually don't know.
like, I don't know. Can you think of the last Pakistani thing that you got for like what was the last Pakistani product you purchased?
A central component of the agreement is the co-development of Pakistan's oil and gas reserves, particularly in resource-rich but volatile regions such as Balochistan and Khyber. I'm not going to even try to pronounce that. Where recent onshore discoveries like the Spinwam-1 and Shiwa wells have shown promising yields. U.S. energy giants, including Chevron and ExxonMobil, are expected to secure the licenses for upstream exploration and development activities. So the trade deal is we're getting gas from them.
So we get gas, maybe some rare earth minerals. You got a point there. Afghanistan has a bunch of rare earth minerals, and Pakistan's right next to Afghanistan. Speaking of which, for those of you who don't know, Afghanistan is starting a war with Pakistan right now.
Yeah, isn't the Taliban using some of our equipment?
I believe that is actually accurate. I've joked about it, but I'd be shocked if they weren't using some of the material that we left behind to start a war with Pakistan.
There was some plane that we had left over there, and they were test flying it, and they were screaming "God is great," and the plane like they tried to make a turn, and they turned too much, and it flipped upside down and crashed, and I was like, damn.
Allahu Akbar.
I don't want. I think it was an AC-130, but I'm not sure. It was one of those really big like cargo planes.
Yeah. But anyhow, no. So first off, let's start there. Secondly, I'm sure there are minerals and other things that we would like. And Pakistan reportedly is making some incursions into Afghanistan. So there's a lot of questions there that we should ask. But okay, so they get oil, or we get oil. They get money. Huh. Okay. What about India though? That's kind of an interesting one. Trade deal with India.
Let's see. Trade deal with India. What are we getting from them? I hope we're not getting poop festivals.
Calls. We get scam calls. They get.
Let's see. Under the proposed terms, that we are expected to reduce the tariffs on Indian exports from 50% to between 15 and 16%. In return, India is reportedly agreeing to gradually scale back its imports of discounted Russian crude oil, a major sticking point in the negotiations, and increase energy imports from the United States. Additionally, India may commit to purchasing non-genetically modified corn from the U.S. to support its ethanol blending program, and there are indications the deal could include procurement of U.S. military hardware.
Cool. Hey, what countries did Trump visit before he went to India?
I don't know. There was a bunch of Asian countries.
I think one of them was like Japan. Another one was like South Korea. He also met with Xi at one point. Hey, could you pull up that link that I sent you about Japan? The first one with the old prime minister from August, if you don't mind.
That's in the Discord, right?
Yeah.
Japan's economy needs foreign workers. That one?
Oh yeah, that one. But the old one first. I want to focus on the old one first because
what was the other one?
There's an interesting thing there. There's the one with the new prime minister and the old prime minister. So if it's got the female, that's the new one. If it's got the dude, that's going to be the old prime minister.
I don't see the dude. I see it. It's a smaller link. That's why.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right. Let's pull this up on screen for everyone at home to see. Is it this link here? Japan, India aim for more than 500,000 people to people exchanges over the next 5 years.
Yeah. That link is kind of an interesting thing. And then basically between a Japanese holiday and a bunch of incidences with Indian and Pakistani, and that's kind of an interesting point there. A lot of these people that are being sent overseas to work by India, they're not actually Indian. They're Kashmiri Indian because they're trying to essentially get a lot of those people out. Because India has an interesting policy when it comes to communists, for example. Did you know that communists are not counted on the census?
In India?
Yeah, they're not people.
Well, I mean, that used to be a policy here.
Yeah. So they're not people, and India wants to get rid of as many Muslims as well. And most of their population that are Muslim is in the kind of northwest side, which is near the Kashmiri provinces. So 500,000 people over the next 5 years. That's 100,000 people. So Trump went from Japan to all these other Asian countries, and then he ended up in India. Didn't Japan's prime minister, her entire campaign promise was to not allow the Indian workers in Japan, right?
I don't pay attention to Japanese politics. Was that a policy promise
That
she
was
had made?
a major policy of hers. What's that second link I sent to you then? I'm a little confused on this.
Let's see. Japan's economy needs foreign workers, not the nationalist approach pushed by its new leader.
Oh, interesting. I think that's the long link. I think if you scroll down on that, there's going to be some like highlighted text in there, maybe. If you scroll down far enough, I believe there was highlighted text, unless you cleaned the link. I'm trying not to clean the link.
I did not. I don't know. I just clicked on the link.
Oh, my bad. Here, let me spoil this for you. Japan's going to continue letting in the Indian workers.
Well, I think partly because of that is their population decline, is it not?
I think part of that is India is trying to get money from other countries.
Well, that too. I mean, we have these graphs that you sent me. I don't know if is India on one of these graphs.
Well, India is not in one of those graphs. I can pull up India real quick, take a screenshot, and send you as well. What is it? That would be U.S. remittances to India.
But so Japan is the canary in the coal mine for many developed countries suffering a demographic crisis due to the falling birth rates. Japan's population has declined for 16 consecutive years. Yeah, I saw something. It was from 1990 to now, the population of under 18-year-olds has fallen 5% or more across the country.
Yeah, I'm just gonna send you the actual.
And that's in the
link.
United States. I'm talking about the United States. In the United States, since 1990. We have seen a 5% decrease in people under the age of 18 in the overall population.
I just sent one to you that's a link to a graph, and that one's U.S. remittances to India. I think you can actually look up and find Japanese. Hold on one second. I'll try to find that one as well. Japanese.
So the reason we're bringing these ones up, though, the remittances, is because we're pointing out that there's a lot of people coming over here for work, whether legal or illegal, and they're sending the money back to their home country. They're not keeping it in our economy.
Correct. They are not keeping it in our economy, and they are essentially paying. I can find the U.S. to India ones, but I'm having trouble finding the Japanese remittances, which is a whole other problem kind of thing. But I'm trying to find it. Hold on. Received.
Fox says we're sending the Taliban $40 million per week.
Yeah. That's all happening and everything. Again, if you could pull up those graphs that I've sent you, though.
Sure. Which one? We've got this one, Middle East, North Africa, Afghanistan, Pakistan.
That one is all of the Middle East and basically all of the Muslim countries. And you'll see that remittances fucking start going up out of nowhere. Just go out of this high, like sky kind of thing. Can you go to the next one, which I believe is just Pakistan?
Yeah.
That's just Pakistan.
Nothing but up.
Nothing but at some point, the official policy of these governments was, we're going to send people to your country to work. They will send money back to us. I think that was actually I can't remember if this is just a conspiracy theory real quick. India, what is it? Plan of sending workers abroad. I believe this is an actual policy, though. Tens of millions of workers. Yeah, it's in the New York Times. Migration policy, Japan, all of this. This is a controlled link and everything. And I should have brought this up. I apologize for this, the nature of this. But essentially, like, that is the actual economic plan of the country.
I don't pay for New York Times.
Yeah, I get you. I know it's going to be a thing, but this is actually the plan. Like Japan is on the list of countries on this shit that they're sending this to. New bill for Indian workers abroad does not offer protection. This is another one. This is the Indian Express reporting this one. I mean, like literally, the economic plan for India is to send people abroad to send money home. I literally am not making this shit up.
I mean, it's a good it's a good idea for someone for a country like this to send all your people to the wealthy country and send the money back.
Yes. Like literally, that is the economic plan of these countries. So when Trump goes to India, when Trump goes to Pakistan, all of these things, you've had all of these trucker incidences, right? Recently, all of these truckers seem to be from two countries.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
There was the naked Chinese man though last week. I don't know if you're aware of that.
I did not see that one.
Oh, this is fucking hilarious. So they there's a truck pulled over on the side of the road. He's in a no brake or no parking kind of off ramp situation, and the cop comes up to him and is like, "Hey, like what the fuck are you doing?" kind of thing. And you know, the guy opens the door, starts talking to him and stuff. He's like, "Put some pants on, man. Like, put some pants on." He's literally wearing boxers, and he's just chilling in his cab kind of thing. I don't know if he was taking a nap. But they basically ended up finding out that this Chinese trucker couldn't speak English, did not know any of the road signs.
Let me guess, he got his license from California.
I think he did. Before we go off on that very much further, to be clear, Texas, Kentucky, Florida, California, and a couple other states have all been caught now in all different kinds of CDL schemes. So this shit isn't just California. Like, as much as I want to rag on California, like it's not just California.
Unfortunately, I know there was that huge scandal up in Washington too.
Yep. So all of this is real. All of this is a thing, and what the fuck? But you know, essentially, the reason I wanted to talk about this was as the right wing Iron Lady of Japan has caved and let Indian workers in.
America first. Woo!
Well, I mean, the Japanese lady who's like Japan first kind of thing, like that was part of her whole campaign shit.
Yeah, I mean, Trump's campaign was America first too. So
and
I don't.
She has already backtracked on her largest like campaign promise.
Maybe she got in and realized how bad the population crisis was and was like, "Damn, we need some foreign workers."
Well, I mean, I've thought about this, and I think I brought it up with you before. Is I think the reason they're letting in so many immigrants is because they don't want the real estate market to crash, because that's where all the boomers have their money.
That's very possible. I mean, you have to keep the economy flowing with a younger population.
What is it? BlackRock or whatever is one of the largest real estate owners in the entire United States.
Yes.
And that's where most people's pension is.
Yeah, so if they go down, a lot of people go down.
Yeah, if you like pop the real estate bubble, everybody's fucked.
Yep.
Intentionally. I think they've intentionally set it up that way. But yeah, that's what's going on there. So anyhow, that's essentially what I wanted to talk about, is the fact that the US seems to be behind a lot of mysterious backtracking on a lot of deals and things that are going on with a lot of countries right now. And it all seems to be kind of centered around shit like that. You know, again, I was talking to you about this or whatever right before. And the reason that I have those graphs and all of this is because I have a friend huge into AI, automation, works in a factory, all that kind of shit. And I told him I just wish this presidency was more transparent. And this is the Tom Homan thing, just, you know, while we're on the subject.
Well, we're about to go to the Cash Patel story next, so.
Oh, yeah. Tom Homan was on Timcast or whatever, in an interview with one of his live segments kind of thing. And he said, I hope we plan to have 400,000 deportations by the end of the year. That's what he said. Less than a few days later, the Department of Homeland Security said that they are at 500,000 for the year. When they said that they were at 200,000, we know that that wasn't true, or they weren't filling all of the FOIA requests, because the only organization to get raw numbers from these people is a leftist organization with FOIA requests that had it reported at like 170,000, a little bit over 170,000. So when they're at 170,000, they're saying 200, and when they're saying that we plan to be at 400 by the end of the year, very next, within a couple of days, they say they're at 500,000. It's all just bullshit. It's just all bullshit.
Well, whether it's 200 something or 500, that's still not the mass deportations that we need.
It's not, but the self-deportations were reported to be over 2 million back in August, September, something like that. But we haven't had any updates on that.
How do you track a self-deportation?
Because the self-deportation app or whatever, they repurpose that app so that, they pull it up on their phone.
But do you really believe that 2 million illegal immigrants downloaded a government app to say, hey, I'm leaving?
Supposedly, as part of their agreements as refugees and asylum seekers and all that shit, they had to keep that app already on their phone. The Trump administration gave an update to that app that basically allowed them to apply for self-deportation. So these people might have already had the app on their phone.
Well, let me just say this. Do you believe the self-deportation number?
Fuck no. Fuck no.
That seems to be the consensus in the chat.
Yeah, we know that they were off by 30,000 in fucking June or July, which is the most recent reliable information according to that leftist organization tracking deportations. They were off by 30,000. So they were off by about 15%. Let's say at 2 million, they were actually at 1.7. There's just a whole lot of trust me, bro, throughout this entire fucking administration. And no, I will not trust them anymore. Like, I want real fucking numbers. I had the conversation with, again, the guy who works in database automation, AI, kind of all this shit, right? We're in 2025, Tyler. When an officer arrests someone, do they sit there and manually by hand fill out that paperwork anymore?
I have seen stuff where they'll take notes by hand and stuff, but no, generally they'll use the computer in their car or they'll just use their phone.
And even if it's filled out by hand, they have to then enter that into a computer
somewhere at some point.
And there's all kinds of database tracking for arrest and crimes and murders and all kinds of shit, right? And so my question here is, if it's all on a database, because it's all on a fucking database, that's a jQuery. That's literally a JavaScript query into a database. When they say, well, we can't get you real numbers because it's just too difficult, you can fucking tell me exactly how many deportations you had last Friday at 3 p.m.
Just a little bit of coding.
With just a little bit of coding. That's all the fuck we need.
What's funny is you could literally ask like ChatGPT, be like, hey, make a JavaScript for me to read this. Like even if you fully don't know, because I've done this already with AI. You can literally ask AI for a coding mechanism and it'll explain exactly how to do it.
No. And again, this AI automation guy and whatnot, he basically is filleting Trump as much as he can. He's from the Southwest U.S. He currently lives in Korea, works in some factory automated processes and shit. And he's a really good friend of mine, so I don't want to give him too much shit on this. But he was like, well, there's 22 types of things that are, between the arrest and the deportation. And I'm like, dude, it's a Java query.
And there's people that we put them in these positions to keep track of that stuff.
And he literally kept trying to make excuses. And I was like, put big balls on this. He will be done before his lunch one day. You ask him this in the morning to do this, he will be done by lunch, and we will be fucking done with updated. And he kept going. I was like, it's a Java query. You are not refuting anything I fucking said.
Yeah.
You are young enough that you likely had some sort of high school class on databases. I'm going to assume you had some sort of computer information system class, correct?
No, I didn't do any computer classes.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry about you kind of thing. But literally, like Tyler, like
We had some classes, but we weren't doing coding.
it's a Java query.
Yeah.
Like I can't fucking tell you enough how just like,
Well, all these government systems are supposed to be connected and like share information across each other to some extent. And then like I don't know, man.
fucking Java query.
There just isn't enough going on. I think you greatly overestimate how advanced the government is technologically and how integrated the databases and other systems are. Gracie, I think you vastly underestimate. I think you vastly underestimate how much our government doesn't actually care to get the issues solved.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like like Gracie. Here's the thing. I understand that they're all using different databases. I understand that they're not in a unified system. I understand that they're not even talking to each other well, okay? But every state has their own fucking system. And you can Java query 50 times. When I say that you can just Java query this shit, it's not fucking difficult.
Or Tom Homan can send someone to each department who knows how to do coding. They're like, hey, real quick, I'm just going to put this code in.
Send Big Balls to 50 different states. He'll have it done in a month and a half. I literally cannot fucking express to you how fucking simple this shit is.
Yeah,
the main thing, why do we not get crime data for like 2 or 3 years?
because it takes a long time to gather it, Stork.
The FBI's crime data shouldn't be this fucking difficult either.
No, we should get like an update once a month.
We literally like I'm not asking for a month, but realistically, we could have daily updates on fucking crime.
We live in a day and age where the government and technology is so powerful that yes, if they wanted to and they put their heart onto it, they could do that, daily updates. But we're not there. I wanna jump to the next story with Kash Patel. So let's jump over to that story, because I know you wanted to talk about this. I thought about talking about it. I wasn't sure if I wanted to, but we have this from the Associated Press. There's other outlets reporting on it too. But
did you see this story before you decided not to talk about it though?
I had seen it. I just didn't look into it enough because there's a lot of like we talked about before we went live. There's a lot of stories this weekend over the weekend.
Dear God, yeah, but no, this is kind of an interesting one. The top tweet, I don't know if I still have this up. Give me a second. I'm going to try to find the top tweet.
So a Michigan lawyer is saying that a Halloween terror plot that FBI Director Kash Patel described never existed. So this is a lawyer representing one of the suspects involved, and he's alleging that this was just a complete lie.
Yeah. That basically sums it up. I'm going to send you a Twitter post or whatever. I haven't been able to verify, or I haven't gone and verified these numbers exactly. But here's why I basically take this with a grain of fucking salt.
Which thing, the story or the lawyer?
Well, both actually, the story and the lawyer. And the reason that I'm saying that is because this tweet right here. Dearborn, Michigan has the largest Muslim population in the U.S. The mayor, all 7 members of the city council, and police chief are all Muslim. Here's why I have trouble believing this. The last I heard, the Dearborn police chief was a white dude who was married to a Muslim. He wasn't Muslim. So I'm a little bit confused on that one. The common demographic in the city is 55% Arab, majority population is Muslim. The city is being policed by Muslims. The American Christian students are being treated as outsiders, all of this other shit. And great kind of thing. Most of that tweet I know is true. And so when it comes to this particular story, my question then becomes, how can we trust the city to be coordinating with the FBI at this point? Because literally the inmates are running the asylum.
So what are you alleging here? Are you saying that the FBI might actually have information that this did exist, but they're not communicating it to local law enforcement?
I'm saying, trust me, bro.
Trust me, bro. Here,
no,
let's read
no,
the,
no, no.
let's read the
No,
article a little bit though. So
Yeah.
a Michigan
Can I
defense
go use the
lawyer.
restroom? I've read the article. I'll be right back.
Okay, a Michigan defense lawyer is disputing FBI Director Kash Patel's allegations that his 20-year-old client and 4 other young suspects were planning to carry out a terror attack on Halloween weekend. Announcing their arrest on Friday, Patel said more information would be coming soon. However, the FBI and Michigan authorities have offered few details about the case. Spokesperson for the state national FBI and the U.S. Attorney in Detroit did not immediately respond to the messages Saturday. The investigation involved discussion in an online chat room involving at least some of the suspects who were taken into custody. According to 2 people briefed on the investigation who could not publicly discuss details, they spoke to the Associated Press on condition of anonymity. The group allegedly discussed carrying out an attack around Halloween, referring to Pumpkin Day, according to one of the people. The other person briefed on the investigation confirmed that there had been a pumpkin reference. However, lawyer Amir Makhled, who represents a man from the suburb of Dearborn who was still detained on Saturday, said federal authorities haven't given him many details about the investigation, but after reviewing the matter, he concluded that no terror event was planned, and he said he doesn't expect any charges to be filed. Wait, who said that? Let's see. Amir Makhled, let's see. So the lawyer is saying that he doesn't expect any charges to actually be filed. I don't know where this hysteria and fear-mongering came from. He described the all-male group of U.S. citizens as gamers and said they range in age 16 to 20. If these young men were on forums that they should not have been on or things of that nature, that we'll have to wait and see. But I don't believe that there's anything illegal about any of the activity they were doing. Look, dude, I worry about stuff like this because like there's chat rooms and there's like voice chats and stuff from video games, and there's a lot of stuff that I've said jokingly that could be taken out of context to be like, this guy's planning something. So I don't know.
I mean, I have a lot of questions about this, but at the same time, each side of this is going, trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. Trust me, bro.
No, trust me. No, trust me.
Like, what the fuck are we even like? Let's first have the conversation of you can't trust them because Takia exists.
What is
you
that?
Just can't. Takia is the Muslim belief essentially that they can lie to you as long as they're at war with you.
Oh yes, I
and in Muslim, in Islam, they are always at war with you because you are not Islamic. So the religion literally has in it the
Melton said it's always been trust me, bro.
yeah. Sorry, not Takia. Takia's right. Takia's right. But yeah, no, it's literally we can lie to you whenever we want because we are always at war with you.
So authority said Friday that after the arrests were made, that there were no further threat to public safety. Patel had announced in an X post that the FBI thwarted a potential terrorist attack and arrested multiple subjects in Michigan who were allegedly plotting a violent attack over Halloween weekend. Investigators alleged that the plan was inspired by Islamic State group extremism. It wasn't immediately clear if they had the means to carry out an attack, but the reference to Halloween prompted the FBI to make arrest Friday. One of the people familiar with the investigation told the Associated Press. Patel credited the vigilance of the FBI, along with help from local authorities, with thwarting the plot. Since the 9/11 terror attacks, the FBI has foiled several alleged attacks through the sting operations in which agents posed as terror supporters, supplying advice and equipment. What happened? What was it? Flint, Michigan? Or was it Flint, Michigan? Or it was the Michigan terror plot against the governor where...
it wasn't Flint, Michigan, but it was Governor Gretchen Whitmer.
You know what I'm talking about, though. They had that group that was going to kidnap her and do all this other stuff with her, and it turned out that the majority of the group was
agents.
was FBI agents or whatever, agents of the government. I don't know. But anyway, so it's saying here that by the way, have I ever told you how much I hate the word several?
No. Why do you hate that?
Because several means 3.
No, it doesn't. Does it?
Yes, several means 3 or more when it should mean 7. It pisses me off to no end that that's what that word means.
You're gonna make me look some shit up.
No, dude, I'm not joking. It pisses me off that that's what that word means. Look, the English teacher is going to go look up the definition of several.
Yeah, it's late, middling as separate or distinct. So it comes from sev, which means to separate.
or separate. Yeah. But no, but when people use it in context, it's supposed to mean 3 or more.
Okay.
I don't know. It just pisses me off to no end because when I hear several, I hear 7 or more.
Okay.
Anyway, that's thank you. Welcome to my TED Talk.
No. Welcome to my fucking TED Talk. Bitches need to learn how to use fewer and less. Anyhow.
Gracie in the chat says couple means 2, right? Few. No, see, I've heard that few means 3 or more as well.
Few does not mean 3 or more. Well, actually,
Gracie said 4 to 5, and then several is 6 to 7.
I'm going to ask you a question. I brought this up on several people's streams at this point, and these are the kind of conversations we would get to as like ESL teachers.
I mean, we're getting beyond the story, but yes.
Today is Monday. So if I were going to ask you last Saturday, which Saturday am I talking about?
Ooh, last Saturday.
Last
Saturday would have been 2 days ago.
Let Chad answer this question in the chat and argue about it as well.
Okay.
Because the truth is, there is no set standard in English as to what the fuck last Saturday means.
So it's entirely dependent upon context and how the person interprets it.
It also depends on like your dialect of English, your origin, your understanding of it. Like it's a whole bunch of. I literally had this conversation with a New Zealander, an Australian, a master's degree holder from Georgia, an ESL specialist from San Francisco, a dude from New York, and a dude from the Rock up in Canada, if you know where that is. It's literally the island off the East Coast. They call it the Rock. And everyone had different answers on what it is that this meant. So the answer is there is no set standard on this. So when it comes to a few is 4 to 5, we don't actually have good fucking information on that. So it's
Gracie said that she's a Nazi, and I'm not going to read the rest of that. No, she said I'm a Nazi. I'm a grammar Nazi. Trust me, bro. Also, I meant to say that few is 3 to 5. Yeah. Okay. So that's what I always take few to mean is 3 to 5. That's a few.
I agree that that's what a few means, but I know some people that would be upset if you said 5 and they would say that it means 4. So I agree with you, Gracie. But what I am letting you know right now is that there are dialects in English that will disagree with you on this.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so back to this story in Dearborn, Michigan, though. So who are we to believe here? Are we to believe the lawyer of this individual that's saying that it's all bullshit and that there's not going to be any charges, or do we believe Kash Patel and his FBI?
Let's believe Candace Owens, who said that he lied.
Candace Owens, so she's already spoke on this?
I believe that in her podcast or whatever, it was last Friday or Saturday or something. I don't watch her shit, just to be real honest.
I don't watch her.
People making a big deal about it. And there was actually a really good interview with a guy that I did watch with her. And I can't remember what his name is, but he went into quite a bit of specifics about a lot of stuff. And so it was actually probably the best thing she's put out. And interestingly enough, she disagrees with the guy. And I'm like, this is the best fucking work you've done in months. And why the fuck are you doing this? But he was a guy who's been critical of Israel, but he's not a Holocaust denier. He's an extent of the Holocaust denier. Like he doesn't disagree that the Holocaust happened. He's just like the Holocaust.
I question the numbers
are a little bit off.
Yeah, I don't think it didn't happen, but I do question the numbers. And then there's some questions about Auschwitz, because the type of gas that they're supposed to use to have killed the Jews, there's no evidence that it was ever used there. I have questions, but I know it happened.
That's essentially what his point is there's a little bit too much of a discrepancy with things like that. But he is Jewish.
Oh, so it's okay for him to question.
One, no. Yeah, but two, like he is actually a Jewish person who's like, I'm old enough to remember like the fact that there were people that we found out were fake Holocaust survivors.
Yeah.
And that's something that I kind of knew about, but he gave like a very easily like followable example, and I googled it real quick who it was and shit like that. But anyhow, Candace Owens, she did that, and as far as she's concerned, Cash was 100% wrong. So I don't know.
I guess only time will tell if they could prove it in a court of law. I'll update the story when we know more, but I guess that's all we can say on the matter.
That's my understanding of it. That's not something that I can verify.
It's a he said she said situation as of right
So
now
I've
until
heard.
evidence is.
So I've heard.
So I've heard.
But yeah, no, that's the situation there.
All right. Well, let's move on because we do have other stories to get to.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
Do you want to talk about aliens?
Why not? Let's talk about aliens.
Let's talk about aliens. I
always thought we've been talking about aliens this whole time.
Different aliens. We're not talking about illegal aliens now. We're going to be talking about extraterrestrial aliens. So we got this question from Fox News. What?
If an interterrestrial alien landed in the United States, would he be an illegal immigrant?
Yes, just like Superman. Anyway, UFO tracker maps eerie clusters of unidentified objects looking beneath the U.S. shorelines. Quote, we're being lied to. California and Florida lead in coastal UFO reports as experts question government transparency. A popular UFO reporting app has been making waves after reportedly recording tens of thousands of mysterious underwater objects up and down the United States coastlines, raising eyebrows and leaving experts with more questions than answers regarding the origin. Enigma, a nonpartisan organization that boasts its largest queryable historical sighting database for global UFO sightings, has recorded roughly 30,000 UFO sightings since its launch in 2022, according to the company's website. However, users have turned their attention away from the skies into the hunt for proof that life may exist elsewhere. Since August, Enigma has documented more than 9,000 sightings of mysterious objects within 10 miles of the United States shorelines or other major bodies of water, Marine Technology News has reported. What were we going to say, Stork?
I was just saying all I heard was you're queerable.
Queerable. Unidentified submersible objects, USOs, are identified as any object detected underwater that cannot be immediately identified or explained, according to the outlet. USOs can be observed through both technological sensors and by the naked eye, with witnesses often describing them as moving at incredibly fast speeds, making precise changes of direction, and possessing transmedium capabilities by seamlessly transitioning between water and air. What is interesting to me is that the reports that we are receiving about the United States underwater vessels detecting craft moving at exceptionally high speeds underwater. Author of Catastrophic Disclosure, Aliens, The Deep State and the Truth, told Fox News that now that's one of two things. That's something we don't understand, or that means our technology is picking up ghost underwater. So I don't know where you're at on this stuff, Stork, but when I see stories like this, or when I see stories about UFOs in general, I'm of the belief that if aliens are visiting us, that they wouldn't let us know that they're visiting us unless they allowed that to happen. You know what I mean? So I think that all these unexplainable sightings of crafts and stuff like that is just government technology that isn't being disclosed to us.
Okay, real quick. I'm gonna say a joke, okay, and then I'm going to explain what it is that I had to find out with the joke, which is why I'm laughing my ass off.
Okay.
Okay. Have you ever seen the Star Trek movies?
When I was younger, I need to rewatch them.
Okay. Have you seen the one with the whale?
No.
So you're saying it was seamlessly transitioning between like in being submerged and like being like in the air. And so all I could think of was a Star Trek movie, but I couldn't remember which one was the one with the whales where they took the spacecraft, or the is it the Romulan? It's a no, that's a Klingon ship. But anyhow, they go back in time or whatever, right? And they abduct the whale, and then they like go back and they have to like put the whale back, obviously, because they abducted a whale. And so my joke that I was thinking was maybe they just tried traveling back in time to return the whale. And they didn't get it right, so now they're in the future putting the whale back. And then I was like, but which Star Trek movie was that? And so I literally typed in Star Trek movie with, and the autocomplete was the fucking whales. Because apparently that's the one everyone fucking looks up, is which Star Trek movie has the whales.
Well, so
Anyhow.
what's your belief on this though? Because what they're talking, we've seen this before in other reports. Basically, there is some type of craft that we aren't sure who owns it. I think our government owns it. I don't think it's actual aliens. But it's basically like if you're a developer of a video game and you're clicking and dragging something, and you can change its direction however you want in an instant. It can go underwater, move it underwater instantly. That I personally feel like it's something that we have developed, and we just aren't letting people know that we have it yet. It kind of like the Manhattan Project. We didn't just let people know we had this. They knew we had something, but they didn't know what it was. And I think what's happening is we're waiting for the next massive war to pop off, and then we're like, bam, here's some big ass technology that we've been holding back.
When did drones come around?
Drones have been around for a very long time, Stork.
Yeah, that's kind of the point that I'm making is a lot of people think drones are like new technology. Now that shit goes back to like the 60s, like 50s, 60s, and 70s kind of thing. They had they had planes that basically were on fly-by-wire that would basically record the entire time, and we just shot those over things and basically did that for military applications. They basically just shot planes that were on fly-by-wire that we would go recover and get the footage from for reconnaissance. And so knowing that all of that shit was classified for some time as well, I think we've had actually more advanced flight craft.
I don't know if I've ever brought this up to you, but I always take this opportunity to bring this up because it's been scrubbed from the internet. No matter how much I try to find this article, it no longer exists, and it was published.
Mandela effect.
It was published by NASA, and I remember reading it multiple times because of how interesting it was. It talked about how in the pursuit of us trying to discover a propulsion system that could travel faster than the speed of light, NASA accidentally created a device that could create a sphere around something, and anything inside the sphere was no longer impacted by physics. So meaning they can move it faster than the speed of light and turn it on a dime 90 degrees.
It's weird is I vaguely remember something like that.
It's been scrubbed from the internet. Clearly,
But it was
they were not supposed to publish that article because I read it and I've never seen it since.
From what I remember, it was real small scale though. Like they couldn't do it like with large, but we're talking like tiny kind of thing. But yeah,
But once they figure out how to do it, they can put it on. They might be able to recreate it in larger scales. You know what I mean? So I feel like they stumbled across this technology accidentally, and then they published an article. Someone published an article like, "Whoa, this is really cool!" And then they're like, "Holy shit, take that off! We can't let people know that exists."
Here's kind of another crazy thing, right? Like we've got several stories, like half a dozen to a dozen stories now of inventors coming up with shit, and then the invention and them mysteriously disappearing.
Poof, gone. Yeah.
Just gone. So
many people that have created water-based engines, gone. Poof.
Yeah, there was a guy who legitimately apparently had a better way of doing film than the Edison way of doing it a long time ago, and he got on a train through Europe, and he was trying to make it to a convention, fair, whatever kind of thing for technology. And in transit, basically, when he was going on this train, he just disappeared, and so did all of his camera equipment. And at that point, the movie industry had already kind of, the really, really small infancy of it had already existed, and this stuff just disappeared. Because you had $1 million industry back when, $1 million was a fucking lot of money. And it just randomly disappeared. And that's all the way going back to like 1890, like early 1900s, right? And so I keep hearing about these technologies that would displace, greater technologies. And they just disappear. Do you know the story of the windshield wipers? It was the Hudson Hawk guy. Do you know this story?
No.
So windshield wipers were developed by this guy or whatever who believed that there's actually a movie about this, by the way. Jeff Bridges is in it. And he essentially developed the variable speed windshield wiper. Back in the day, you basically had two settings for your windshield wiper, fast as fuck or not at all. That was it.
Yeah.
And so he developed the whole click system to go through it. He also developed a whole bunch of other crazy kind of cool things that ended up making their way into automobiles. And they fought him tooth and nail. And honestly, if he hadn't made such big production out of like this is going to be a thing and gotten a prototype there quick enough, and at the time that he did all of this, there started to be like video cameras on everything. So like everything started to kind of like be recorded in the news, and there was TV essentially showing him on that shit. I think the dude would have been disappeared. I think the dude legitimately would have been disappeared because things like the seatbelt and the windshield wiper and fucking all these kind of things, they disrupted industries so badly that if they could have disappeared this dude, they would have. And we're looking at this like thing right here with this craft or whatever changes direction and all that stuff. I think we're just looking at shit that we're not supposed to know exists. I think you're 100% correct. And I think there is tons of fucking technology that they have basically suppressed. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but that's probably my most easiest believed conspiracy theory.
Well, I'm totally on board with what you're saying, because it's not far-fetched to believe that our government is getting highly advanced technology that we've been working on. Because, I mean, when's the last, like you brought up, how long have drones been around? How long have nukes been around? Like, are we not advancing any of these technologies?
Really, really, really. Like, I have questions about that. The fucking android robots and all that shit coming out of Boston Dynamics.
Yeah, the stuff that they're showing us publicly, I can only imagine what they have behind the scenes.
Yeah, well, I'm not one of those guys that believes that AI is actually much more advanced than what it is we're seeing in the public.
I'm not with that one yet. I think our government might have, like, my position on that one is like it might be like a few updates above what the public has, but I don't think it's like super intelligence yet.
Yeah. There's something called what is it? Most computers are done in binary. This is called ternary, essentially, and the microchips capable of doing ternary would basically make AI something like 66% more efficient in energy. And apparently this technology for ternary chips has existed since the fucking 60s or 70s, but they couldn't actually find a way to mass produce it until recently. So within the last 6 months, we've now got 2 manufacturers who can produce ternary chips. So this may be a real thing, by the way. Like literally computer programming may change because of this with ternary chips. And all of this is fascinating and stuff, but like the ternary chip, the thorium reactor, you're familiar with that one, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think we've talked about that.
Yeah, and so all of these different things like thorium reactors were already proven capable kind of thing back in the 70s, but the research was buried.
Well, and you don't even have to like go to a conspiracy route with it. Like, what's in the best interest of national security? Like, national security from the government would be, hey, let's not introduce these massively dangerous technologies to the world because our adversaries could get a hold of them.
Yeah, and I'm not even trying to really say that much about it. Like, I'm not saying anything crazy. I'm just saying these are actually things that we know existed.
Yeah.
Like, why are we sitting here believing that this wouldn't be a thing? Like, I have more questions about why people don't believe this is possible than I do about like if this is possible.
Well, what's that saying called? The least amount of assumptions tend to be correct. What's that?
Occam's razor or whatever.
So Occam's razor, what's more believable? A superior race of alien life came from light years, if not galaxies away, or our government has advanced technology that they're just not sharing with us. What's more likely here?
That's kind of why I feel the way that I feel.
So any final thoughts on this? Because we have another alien story that's separate from this that I want to pull up.
No, I mean, no real final thoughts on that. I'm not sure where I stand on the aliens existing or not existing thing. That one's a little more.
I'm in the camp that aliens do exist because there's bacteria on other planets.
Yeah, if we're going by the technical definition of it, yes, bacteria exist on other planets, therefore alien life exists.
Yes.
But if we're going off of
Intelligent life.
Yeah, is there a humanoid-like being essentially walking out there with intelligence?
I think it's possible, but I don't think we've found them yet.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm gonna end the recording here, and then we'll jump to the next story. So have you been here? Let me hit record again. Have you been keeping track of this Atlas comet?
I've got a couple of news stories and stuff that I saw and whatnot. There's a radio signal coming out of it as well. Is that what it
I
was?
haven't seen that one. I have this story up from Fox Weather, and so I've been keeping track of this story, and I've been having a lot of questions as to why we think it's an alien. But apparently, the newest update is that the gigantic interstellar 31-Atlas comet has now accelerated and is now turning blue near the sun.
Well, one, it's going to accelerate as it slingshots around the sun. So I mean that's just what it does in its path.
But they have reason to believe that the propulsion from it is not natural.
I'm just glad V'ger's finally making its way here.
The what?
It's a Star Trek. Have you really not seen Star Trek movies, man?
No, you're better off making Star Wars reference.
Okay, V'ger was like the first Star Trek movie, which was actually kind of cool. But V'ger essentially is an artificial intelligence that comes out of deep space to the Earth, and the USS Enterprise intercepts it. It's on an intercept course, and it turns out that it's on its way home because it's actually from Earth. Because Voyager had made it into deep space, had run into some sort of alien life form, and then was turned around and sent home. And that's where the story essentially comes from. Because Voyager, and then so you take out, you get V'ger. Yeah. That's where the name comes from. Yay! Anyhow, so I'm just happy that V'ger's finally on its way home.
So I did not see that it was emitting radio signals as well.
Yeah, it was I don't think it was anything intelligible. I can try to find this.
Well, I mean, because there have been other things that like give off like radio signals as well, but could it not just be like the composition of the comet itself that's doing that?
Yeah, this is 12P Pons Brooks 8 days ago, so I think this is a separate comet. Okay. Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's a separate comet. But yeah, it's not uncommon for things like that. It's also not uncommon for light to refract off of something that would make it look like it was something else.
Yeah, as it gets closer to the sun, it could be refracting the light a little bit differently. Now it's blue.
There was something recently that we did. It was one of the planets in our solar system where we sent a probe or something around it, and it's basically changing the way that we're viewing that planet's composition. And apparently we thought that it was the surface was covered in one thing, or it was more gaseous or something like that. But something we recently did made us
Jupiter or Saturn?
Yeah, it was Jupiter, Saturn, or Venus, one of the three. And essentially it was saying that the planet isn't made up of what we think it's made up of. And so if we can't even know what bodies in our own solar system are made up of, how the fuck do we know what that planet all the way in distant whatever is made of? I doubt every single fucking one of those things, Tyler. I literally just do not buy the bullshit of them. I think, and while we're on the subject, I don't believe radiocarbon dating is as accurate as they think it is.
That's fair.
The reason that I don't is because they've already shown that anything that gets frozen, cold, frozen, or submerged in water,
or burnt,
has a different carbon dating than what they think it is. The burnt one, I don't think is as bad as the water or cold.
Yeah, but to your point, it's just things can happen during its time of not being discovered that would impact our ability to predate it.
Yeah. So, and how many times have areas been flooded?
every time a storm happens. I mean,
So I mean, we're okay. So all of these ancient civilizations live near water. Floods happen all the time, and we think we can carbon radio date shit.
yep.
I'm just going to go with a no. So if carbon dating isn't as accurate as what people want to say it is, right? And we've already found a planet that isn't exactly what we think it is. How the fuck do we think that this meteor is made up of anything specific?
Well, we don't even know what's in our own oceans half the time.
Yeah. Well, apparently we have vehicles that can go from the ocean to the fucking sky all the time. Or I just thought of this. Maybe the dolphins are leaving.
The dolphins are leaving. I mean, look at what we're doing to their oceans.
If you get that reference, so long and thanks for all the fish. But the point I'm getting at is seriously like what the fuck? Like,
I'm trying to remember what that's from. I know the reference. I can't remember what it's from.
You'll know it when you're 42.
Oh no.
Anyhow, the point I'm getting at is I'm not 42, but you'll understand the reference when you're 42. It's the secret to life, the universe, and everything.
That's okay.
You know the answer now.
I vaguely remember. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, they've given it a lot of thought. But I don't think we know what this shit's made of. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think it's just a fun thing to talk about.
It is fun. I mean, okay, look. Could this be
they're predicting that if it's gonna visit Earth, it'll visit like halfway through December. So we'll keep updating on it.
It'll be here in time for Christmas.
It'll be here in time for Christmas. It's the second coming. No, it's Jesus' spirit was sent far away into the universe, and he's returning.
Come tea. It's coming on a come tea.
A what?
A comet. It's a cum tea.
A cum tea. A comet. A comet. And Skelly said, "Thanks for all the fish. It's the answer to life and everything."
Yeah, it is. Don't tell Tyler though. Don't tell him.
No, isn't that a show? That's the show's name. The answer to life and everything.
So there was a show once upon a time. There's a movie, but more importantly, it's based on a book.
Gracie said carbon dating is notoriously unreliable. It relies on too many presuppositions. Case in point, soft tissue was found in a fossil that was dated millions of years old. But there's soft tissue. Interesting. Fishy said that Earth is older than we think, as is humanity. I do believe that as well.
I think it's actually, let me put it this way. I think it's younger, but I'm not a believer in the young Earth theory, so all that's bullshit. But I actually think that Earth is younger than what we think it is, but it's not as young as the young Earth theory. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like
I see why you could come to that position. I mean, if carbon dating isn't accurate, then how can we accurately judge the age of something? I mean, I've been in Discord calls where we're talking about how can you know the age of a rock?
100,000 years. That's what I'm going to say. How old Earth is.
And like what's the birth of a rock? Like the birth of a rock, is it emerging from the mantle of the Earth and solidifying? Like what's the birth of a rock?
Igneous, metamorphic, or sandstone?
You tell me.
It's funny as what I just said is. I'm kind of being serious because it literally is going to determine when the rock was formed and how.
Yeah. Well, and then it gets rained on, and now you don't know.
It's underwater, you don't know.
Yeah.
A fish poops on it, and you don't know.
Right.
That's the other thing. Like, literally, shit is everywhere. How do you know that what it is you're testing isn't the dust that accumulated on the thing and solidified?
Right. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Lots of fucking questions.
I look forward to being finally invaded by aliens. Maybe they can save us from our pedophile government.
I, for one, look forward to all the crazy light shows they're going to put on in the sky.
We should welcome them with a massive drone that like looks like a dragon and swallows their ship.
Big swarm of drones coming out.
Yeah.
They are surrounding our ship. We must take defensive actions, and that's how it all starts.
Just EMPs.
Yeah. They've created a large beast that will swallow our ship.
Yeah, yeah, scare the shit out of the aliens. But yeah, as far as my position on the comet, guys, I think it's just that. I think it's a comet that's flying through, and it's a little bit different than what we've seen typically. Or maybe it's not. I'm not someone that looks at asteroids frequently, but I think they're just looking for news stories. That's usually how it is. News stories get created by people.
This is important, Tyler. And Skelly does make a good point. When the aliens come, make sure you have a towel.
Don't forget to bring a towel.
I don't think you know what we're referencing still, but it's okay.
No. I don't watch movies or TV shows.
It's like a TV, like a short mini series thing, and then a book, and then like also a movie. So there's like multiple things going on here.
Well, you here we're gonna jump to this next story because we do have other things going on, Stork. There are other things going on. Do you, Mr. Stork? Hang on, let me move this camera here, Mr. Stork. Do you know about the monkeys that escaped?
I know too damn much about the monkeys.
Do you know that the final monkey that they were trying to locate has been shot and killed by a mother?
I didn't know that was the final monkey.
Well, there was only one outstanding. Last I saw.
Last week, I read that all the monkeys had been found and disposed of.
No.
So now there's a monkey that mother put down.
Yesterday, they found and killed the last monkey, and it was shot by a mother who had been alerted by her eldest son that there was a monkey in their yard, and she went out and shot it.
Even more important than that, okay? These monkeys had herpes, hepatitis, and COVID-19.
It just said COVID. It didn't specify 19.
Okay, sorry, COVID. All of this being known, okay? Did you know there's a fucking island of macaws in Florida, and apparently they also have herpes or hepatitis or some shit?
Is this separate from the maximum pain experiment island?
Yes, from what I understand, but
Great,
I'm not 100%
lovely.
with the maximum pain. There was a movie with a bunch of macaws, and they were basically let loose in Florida, and then they ended up finding their way to some island near a spring. Why the fuck do we have macaws in Florida?
Why are we infecting animals with all these different diseases?
Isn't that how we got COVID in the first place?
Yes, something like that. Yes.
So why the fuck would we inject monkeys with the shit?
And then transport them in a truck that gets in an accident. Look, I mean, you're not even wrong though. This could have started the next pandemic with something like this.
All I'm saying is if we're going to research them in building A, when we're done researching them, we move them to another room in building A and fucking dispose of them.
Yeah, why are we what was the reason for transporting them in the first place? Do we even know what the reason for transporting them was?
To dispose of them, I assume.
Well, they disposed of them on the spot. The article I read was, quote, that the monkeys had been destroyed, was the wording that they were using.
From what I understand, the recovery of the monkeys was destroying them. They were alive in the transportation.
Wait, hang on. Gracie's asking about the maximum pain experiments. Gracie, you don't know about the maximum pain experiments? Well, this is an educational moment for those of you that are not aware.
This is what we like to call a teachable moment.
This is a teachable moment right here. So we have the article about these monkeys that were released, and as Stork pointed out, they were infected with various diseases. This is separate from the maximum pain experiments that our government is currently carrying out on live monkeys. Now, what do I mean by maximum pain, Stork? What I mean here is that they're taking monkeys and torturing them in various different ways and methods until they die to see how long it takes them to die.
It's the, there is the Max Planck Institute in Germany, which I believe is what they do there.
No, I'm talking about a U.S. facility. This happens in the United States.
No, there's the brain one. This is MPI. Yeah, the Max Planck Institute for Cybernetics. Hold on, I'm trying to find This particular one.
It's known as Monkey Island in the United States. And it was funded by Dr. Fauci, of course. And this is the same animal rights group that exposed the beagle puppies being eaten by flesh-eating flies is the same group that has exposed the maximum pain experiments of these monkeys. I forget what it is, but it's some sort of watchdog group. And I
white coat something, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was like white coat something.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the maximum pain experiments are happening within the United States. It is currently being funded. It just got more funding recently from our last big beautiful bill. That big beautiful bill included funding for these maximum pain experiments.
Yes. And to be clear, like real clear on this, Japan did all kinds of up things, learning about humans and torture and all.
Did you see Bach's comment?
Which one?
He said maximum pain experiment is an extension of the Japanese Unit 731 experiments.
Thank you. So there is no reason. We already know what this shit is. Like we don't have to go off, guys.
Yeah, you don't need to rip the fingernails of monkeys off. You don't need to clip the webbing between their fingers, and you don't need to infect them with various different diseases and viruses. See, this is why I asked if this was separate from the maximum pain experiments, because at the maximum pain experiments, they do infect them with various different diseases and ailments to see how long it takes them to die.
As far as I know, they are separate.
It's insane. But yes, I always bring it up as much as possible because our government is currently and actively doing that still to this day under the Trump administration, under the Biden administration, under the Obama administration. It's been going on for years.
Yep.
No one was held accountable after the war. We took all the data. Yeah, we took all the data and we hired all the scientists.
Well, I don't know how much you know about this Japanese prime minister, but she previously has been recorded making statements about Japan not really doing that much wrong during World War II. And anyone who knows about Unit, I believe,
look at this shitty little trailer that they were holding them in.
Again, if you're going to, I am not one of those people that says you cannot experiment on animals. Sometimes there is a legitimate need to do it.
There's a legitimate purpose, yes.
Okay. Why the fuck are you transporting them to an off-site place to deal with the fucking problem?
And I mean, look at this trailer. This is not exactly like a high-end trailer for transporting dangerous, diseased animals.
You know what, Tyler? I know the reason that they do it the way that they do it, and the reason they do it the way they do it is because the scientists cannot stand that the fucking experiments being performed and done are being done. They don't want to see the monkeys die. And you know what my response to that is? That should actually be the fucking litmus test for whether or not the experiment is necessary. If the fucking scientists are sitting there going, oh, heavens me, we can't kill the monkeys, then that is the reason you should not be doing the fucking experiment
in the first place.
If you're doing cosmetics research, for example, probably the scientists with that don't want to kill the monkeys. To which my response is, don't do the fucking research. Just don't fucking do it.
There's plenty of humans that'll willingly let you test cosmetics on them.
So many humans will. Okay, seriously, I haven't talked to you in like a month and a half, 2 months. It's been a month. It's been a good month.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Have you found Caleb Hammer's YouTube channel yet?
No, what's that? Dear
God, it's one of the best things. He actually has an interview with Gretchen Whitmer that he released today, I think.
Okay.
But his YouTube channel is called Caleb Hammer, and on it they do what they call financial audits. And dear God, they are amazing. You can tell that this guy started off a little more left-leaning, but in the last 6 months of his show, he has basically had communist and socialist and all these, and like trans, like Marxist is one of the names of the shows. And they're like, we're $50,000 to $60,000 in debt, and we're going to move to Germany because Trump's a fascist. And he's just like, you do realize they just elected a right-wing government there.
And they're also
Like-
far more fascist than us.
And the country is way more conservative than us. Like he's just like, I don't know. But anyhow, back to all of this shit.
Guido found the island. He said the maximum pain experiments is on Morgan Island in South Carolina.
There we go. Morgan Island in South Carolina. But yeah, no, with all of that shit. And so my feelings on all of this essentially is that people are being removed from the consequences of their decisions and other things and experiments and cost and all of these things. And it's basically, if you can't deal it, if you're not going to do the time, don't do the crime. And that extends to shit like this with monkeys. If you're not willing to subject yourself to the knowledge that the monkeys are going to be put down, maybe you shouldn't be a fucking researcher.
And then, so to go back to the story, so 43 macaws.
I know I kind of winded in the rambling there, but that's where I was going.
No, you're good. 43 rhesus macaws escaped. So they were transporting 43 infected monkeys. And then it says this story has been corrected to reflect that of the 21 monkeys, 13 were taken from the accident scene and arrived at their original destination last week. Of the 8 monkeys that were ejected from their cages, 5 were killed in the hunt for them, and 3 remained on the loose before Sunday. So wait, so we're getting different reporting, because the reporting that I had seen was that the reporting that I had seen was that there was only 1 on the loose. Trust me, bro. Trust me. Well, and then in that same article that I read when I posted, so there's a video up on my channel right now. In that same video, the one of the scientists that were in charge of this said that there's no threat to public safety.
Trust me, bro.
There's no threat to public safety. It's incredible.
You know what? Anyone who says shit like that, I want them to lock them in their room or in a room with the monkeys.
Lock them in a room with the monkeys. Yeah, there's no threat to public safety. What's funny is that in this same article, it says rhesus monkeys are, quote, are known to be aggressive. So even besides the fact that they have these diseases and these ailments, the macaws are known to be aggressive.
Trust me, bro.
No threat to public safety, Stork.
Trust me, bro.
So it looks like it says before Sunday. So before Sunday, so Saturday, as of Saturday, there was 3 that remained on the loose. Are they including the one that has now been shot and killed? Does that mean there's now only 2 on the loose, or does that mean there's 3 on the loose still?
The way that I understand that and read it earlier, to be clear, is that there are still 2 on the loose, or still 2 on the run, essentially in this. And my response to all of this is, when you experiment on monkeys, why the fuck would you take them out of the building alive? You fucking nuts, or not nuts, dunce. Dunce is a pedophile. Sorry, you're on YouTube.
PDF file.
Yeah, PDF file. Yeah. So why the fuck would you take them out of the building?
And then at the bottom of that article, I read there, it said that, let's see, it says 8 of the monkeys were ejected from their cages, but 13 of them were taken from the accident scene and arrived at their original destination last week. So they captured 13 of them, or they were able to secure 13 of them, and they took them home.
8 of them were ejected from their cages. 5 were killed, so that leaves the 3 that escaped.
Oh, and correction here, 43 did not escape. It was 21. 21 were in the crash.
There you go. I want to make sure. But 43 escaped is what it says up there.
It says the search comes about 1 year after.
Oh, okay.
So this has happened before in South Carolina.
So I want to be clear on this. Just very fucking clear. My stance. If you experiment on monkeys, don't fucking take them out of the building alive.
Missy said, "Goddamn my ears." blowing eardrums out, Stork.
Am I blowing eardrums out with this one, or is it the yelling? I apologize for the yelling. This should be smooth. Am I too loud like this?
No,
time?
You're good. You're very soft spoken now.
Please fucking kill them before you take them out of the building because of the experiments. Okay, people?
This isn't complicated.
I don't
This
think that's
isn't
too much to ask.
this isn't like literally how many fucking horror movies, zombie movies, how many fucking B tier movies have we seen that started with a fucking monkey from the lab escaping? You know what? I'm going to take this to a little bit of a different place. What's the name of the gorilla that's smart in the Flash?
Is that I hope that's not a question for me.
It was do you really not know?
I don't watch things. All I do is read news.
Okay. Point is, this is how we get monkey problems.
How we
And
get
need
monkeypox?
to- monkeypox and monkey problems. And why the fuck are they taking the monkeys, chimps, apes, whatever the fuck they are, out of the fucking building alive? This is not a good plan. This reminds me of what's the fucking Disney movie? Not the Swiss Family Robinsons, but the I can't fucking think of the name of the movie, but it's the one with the kid who's experimenting on things. Anyhow, one of my favorite movie quotes of all times is, "Master, I have a big head and small arms. This is not a well thought out, not a well thought out plan." And same shit applies here. Why the fuck would you do this? Gorilla Grodd, thank you. I kept thinking Grok. Every time I kept saying Gorilla Grok, and I was like, this is not the name of the gorilla. It's Gorilla Grodd. This is how you get Gorilla Grodd. Do you want Gorilla Grodd? And my answer to that question is no.
I don't want COVID-25.
Kill the fucking monkeys before they leave the lab. I don't care if you transport the dead bodies somewhere to dispose of them, incinerate, maybe you have that on-site, off-site, whatever. But don't fucking take them out of the lab.
Yeah, don't take that. If you're taking them somewhere else to be destroyed or disposed of, you need to make sure they're not alive when you do that in case there is an accident like this.
Whoever decided to do that is fucking retarded.
Like you said, the scientists just don't want to see the death of them.
I think that's legitimately it. Like, I know that, look, we've all had a lot of jokes here, and we've had fun here today, guys.
We like to have fun here at TTN.
I think the people that they're putting in these lab coats aren't the fucking smartest. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Gracie said this is also how we get Planet of the Apes.
How many fucking movies do we have to tell you don't do this shit?
Yeah. Man. All right. Well, I think we've beat the dead monkey on that one long enough.
Hello.
Anyway, I want to jump to. We got just a few more stories here. Are you good to keep going?
Yeah, we can keep going.
Okay.
I'm doing it.
We're doing an extended show today, guys, because there was a lot of news to cover. So I want to keep it going. We have this next.
You're not doing this because you haven't seen me in a long time, Tyler.
Well, that, and I have a guest here, and he's willing to hang out and talk news. So of course, I want to sit here and talk stories with Stork. Next story is with Stork. We have this interesting story that was posted by the Post Millennial. Woman arrested after threatening to blow up Lipscomb University over Charlie Kirk Memorial. So this happened over the weekend. Police said Carissa
is this the
Hamlet.
Harvard one or not the Harvard one?
This is separate from Harvard, actually.
Okay.
So Harvard, we'll get to the Harvard one. We have a story similar to this about Harvard where an explosion actually did happen. But this was a threat of a blowing up. So
some of you have kids. Remember this when you decide to send them to college.
Yes. Police said Carissa Hamlet posted on Facebook.
I gotta go. I'll be back in just a bit.
Go for it.
Join the same link. I think I can.
Yeah. You can join the same link.
Yep.
But so police said Carissa Hamlet posted on Facebook, quote, "I'll blow up Lipscomb the fuck up right now," prompting immediate action by Lipscomb University and Lipscomb Academy campus security. So this is a picture of the suspect. A 25-year-old woman was arrested last week after allegedly threatening to blow up Lipscomb University in Nashville, Tennessee, over a memorial being held in honor of the murdered Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk. Police said Carissa Hamlet posted on Facebook, "I'll blow up Lipscomb the fuck up right now." That's what TF. For those of you that are not in the know of the lingo, TF, when some youngins say TF, that means the fuck. And RN means right now. Okay, I gotta explain these to some of you boomers. But I'll blow up Lipscomb the fuck up right now, prompting immediate action from Lipscomb University and Lipscomb Academy's campus security. The university notified authorities, and Hamlet was soon taken into custody. Hamlet is not a student at Lipscomb, but according to investigators, she made the threat after seeing a news story about a student-led memorial being held on campus to honor Charlie Kirk following his assassination. Police said Hamlet opposed the memorial and posted the threat in response. And I just want to insert here, I want to ask you guys, because there was a lot of people that apparently for Halloween thought it was an excellent idea to dress up as Charlie Kirk the moment he was murdered. And I just want to know what the audience thoughts of that are, because speaking with my stepfather, we mutually agreed that if someone were to come up and ask for candy in a costume such as that, we would tell them to not so kindly get off our property. Because that is that's... Look, I'm all for Halloween costumes. It's supposed to be scary stuff, but that one is like, I think that one goes, it's way, for one, it's too soon. And second of all, the people doing that are dressing up because they find it funny or they agree that it's okay that it happened. Because it's like, it's one thing to be like, oh, this is a terrifying, horrifying thing that happened. And it's another thing to be like, I support this. I'm going to dress up as it. So I don't know. Expose those effers and cancel them. Look, I'm not for canceling people over their speech, but stuff like that, I see that as a call to violence. So I do agree with that, what Missy's saying in the chat there. I do agree with Missy. These people should be canceled, whatever that happens to mean. I see that as a call to violence. I see that as you are supporting violence. Is someone supporting violence when they dress up as Jason Voorhees? No, they're dressing up as a Halloween costume. They're dressing up as a character that they find cool from some sort of media. When you dress up as a person that was assassinated for having conversations, I think that's different. I see that differently. It could be because I have some bias here. Punish, don't cancel. Well, punish in what way though, Gracie? It would be my follow-up question to that. I think people should have the freedom of speech and stuff like that, but I see that as celebrating violence. I see that as celebrating the death of someone who should not have been killed. I mean, would I be saying the same thing if like someone dressed up as like Jeffrey Dahmer's victim or something like that? I don't know. It's probably bias talking. I try not to be biased when I bring up these stories with you guys. I try to leave my bias out of it, but in this specific situation with Charlie Kirk, it's kind of hard to leave my bias to the side. And I don't see the costume as okay. At least right now, I think it's far too soon. It's only been a couple months. It's crazy to think it's about to be a couple months here in like what, just a few days. So no candy is punishment. There you go. Yeah, get off my property. That's your punishment. Anyway, back to the story here with this individual. So police said Carissa Hamlet posted on Facebook, I'll blow... Yeah, so Hamlet is not a student. In a statement released on October 29th, Lipscomb Academy said that we take any and all threats very seriously. The safety and security of our students, faculty, and staff is our top priority. We are grateful for the swift and effective response of Lipscomb Security and Metro Nashville Police Department in addressing the situation. Our commitment to maintaining a safe and secure environment for our students, faculty, and staff remains steadfast. According to the Metro Nashville Police Department, Hamlet has been charged with making a threat of mass violence and filing a false report. She is being held on a $12,000 bond. Threats against schools, special events, and businesses are taken very seriously by the MNPD. Those responsible, once identified, will be prosecuted, the department said. So we'll see what happens here. Was she just saying something out of anger, or did she actually plan on doing something? That is the question. We don't really know, but this did happen over the weekend. When is this article from? Do they don't have a date on here? There's no date from the article. Oh, here it is, November 2nd. So this happened. Post Millennial was reporting on this as of yesterday. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm not really sure. Let me make sure Stork doesn't come back. Okay. Anyway, we'll move things along here. Just a quick little short clip for you guys there. I think what we're going to do next, though, is we're going to do an ad read while Stork is out of here. Let's do a real quick Rumble ad. You guys are all here watching me on Rumble, so might as well do a Rumble ad, right? We want to encourage, or that's for me. Let's read the part that is for you guys. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure you download the Rumble app. It's free, simple to use, and the best way to stay connected to the content that you want. Once you've got it, search for my channel and hit follow. That way you get a notification every time that I go live. No missed shows, no extra steps. You can grab it right now using the link in the description or the pinned live chat, also the QR code on screen. Download it to your phone, and you're ready to go. And if you prefer watching on the big screen, Rumble is available on all major streaming devices and smart TVs. Just search for Rumble. Follow the channel and be a part of the action. Make sure you guys download the Rumble app if you have not already. Do it. Do it now. Let's see. That'll be the next. We'll talk about that in just a moment. What are you saying in the chat there, Boosh? We have an asleep doggo right here. You could see right here. There's her cute little face. She's sleeping in the background. She finally calmed down. I keep hearing about how these people are right-wing agitators. I'm so sick of hearing about it. As if Trump has a squad out there doing these things to make the left look bad. Makes no sense. There's people saying that... Wait. So what's the theory there, Boosh? You're saying that there's people alleging that, for example, the people dressing up as Charlie Kirk after he's been shot are right-wing agitators? There's people alleging that? Why would they allege that instead of just denouncing it? Regardless of who's doing it, they should just denounce it, right? So I'd like some clarification on that one a little bit. And then I don't know what happened to Mr. Stork. He said he had to step away. So I suppose he will return when he can. But we do have a couple of other stories that I want to talk about. Unfortunately, he is not here to speak with us about them. Let's see. Look at the live chat. Fishy's over in the Discord saying that we fish rule all. Of course you do, Fishy. You guys make up the majority of the planet, don't you? Yeah, you guys should go and join the Discord if you ever want to send me stories, get in contact with me. You guys need to do that on the Discord. Join the Discord, guys. If you have not done so already, it's free to use, all that good stuff. If you don't already have Discord, it's not that complicated. I could help you figure some of the things out if you need to. You can contact me on Twitter or contact me on Discord after you download it. But you guys should definitely go and check that out and all that good stuff. Holy crap, we almost got 20 likes on the stream. Guys, make sure you like the stream. We've been going for over 2 hours now. So I still have 3 stories to get through. I still have 3 stories to go through. So we're going to quickly go through those stories. Do I want to cover the Harvard one? Yes, right-wingers are pretending to be left-wingers to make them look bad by destroying memorials and making fun of Kirk, and the right is pretending to be Antifa to make the left look unhinged. That's a theory that people have right now? That's ridiculous. That's utterly ridiculous. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out where Stork went because I want to go to these other stories to talk about him, or talk about it with him. Where'd you go? And let me message him. Where did... Oh. Anyway, I hope you guys have been enjoying the show thus far. We've gone for 2 hours now. Over 2 hours now. So super fun. I'm having fun. Let's jump to this next story, I suppose, while we're waiting for Stork. Perhaps he will join during the story. We'll see. Dweezil. Oh wait, he just sent me something. What is this? What? Oh no, what is that? That doesn't look good. He just sent me a screenshot of something. Just got out of the doctor's office. Excited you are on now. Well, glad to be here, Dweezil. I've been going for 2 hours. We've been talking about a lot of news today. I'm gonna be... oh man, I am not looking forward to editing all these clips. That'll be fun. But we got a lot of news. A lot of news to cover. No one has raided me today. How sad. How dare no one raid me? You guys, we're doing such a great show today. We had Stork on talking about all these interesting things, and no one wants to raid out to me. What is this, guys? What am I, chopped liver? Anyway, I'm joking. Let's see. Who do we got? Who's live right now? Even there's not a lot of people I follow that are actually live right now. Interesting. Who am I gonna raid out to at the end of this? That's my question, because Joey doesn't start till 1 o'clock. And so that's not for another 50 minutes. And I don't think I'm doing a 3-hour show today. Anyway, let's talk about the story that we got on screen here. We got this from the New York Post. You guys know I like using the New York Post. Harvard Medical School rocked by intentional explosion and surveillance spots 2 suspects fleeing the detonation. An explosion rocked a Harvard Medical School building early Saturday morning, while Boston police have now released surveillance footage of the 2 suspects. The unknown device exploded, let me get this off screen, exploded on the 4th floor of the Goldenson building on the Harvard Longwood campus's main quad shortly before 3 a.m. The Harvard Crimson reported, citing authorities. 2 individuals were witnessed running out of the out of the building at the time of the detonation, the outlet had said, citing the Harvard University Police Department. An officer with the university failed in an attempt to stop them before entering the building to check on the alarm. The Boston Police Department released surveillance images of the suspects on Saturday, NBC Boston had reported. Images showed 2 individuals wearing masks over their faces and hooded sweatshirts. The Boston Fire Department determined the explosion was intentional and conducted a sweep of the building, which found no additional devices, according to the Crimson. And then here are the screenshots of the individuals. They're clearly masked. You can tell that they are white, though, so that's the only thing we have to go off of. I still find it interesting how we have all this advanced technology. I have, like, the most advanced camera I've ever seen in my handheld cell phone. Like, you would think that Harvard University, a place that receives millions, if not billions of dollars a year, would be able to get better cameras. But what do I know? What do I know? No injuries were reported as a result of this. Sources familiar with the investigation told the Post that the explosive device was not a bomb, but declined to include further detail on the incident. The FBI is on the scene as part of the investigation. The Boston Police Department and the FBI declined to comment. Meanwhile, Harvard University Police Department could not be reached for comments. So let me go back to my desk over here, and I think there actually is an update to this. Harvard bomb. Let's see. All right, we got this from CBS, update to this. This is from 7 hours ago. Explosion at Harvard Medical School building deemed intentional. Police seek 2 suspects. This is as of Monday, November 3rd. Police say an explosion inside a building at the Harvard Medical School campus in Boston early Saturday morning appears to have been an intentional act. No injuries have been reported from the explosion. Investigators have released photos of the 2 suspects that they say are involved in the incident. Harvard University Department said that just before 3 a.m., an officer was dispatched to the Goldenson building on Longwood Avenue in Boston for a fire alarm activation. When the officer arrived to investigate, they saw 2 people running from the building. The officer tried to stop the 2 people, but was unable to identify them or prevent them from leaving. Police have since released surveillance photos that show 2 suspects with their faces covered inside the building. The public is being asked to help identify them. Well, I don't know how the public is going to be able to help identify them, considering, I mean, just look at the images. You can't really tell much by just looking at those images. I mean, the only way you're gonna find someone in a situation like this is if they oh, okay. And anyway, we'll look at that in just a moment. Fishy shared something to the Discord. I want to check that out. But anyway, back to what I was saying. The only way you're gonna find someone in a situation like this is if someone knows something and they come forward, or one of these people turn themselves in. So hopefully one of those 2 things happen. If someone knows something, hopefully they come forward. But what I want to know is more information about this explosion. What exactly exploded? The officer later went to the floor where the alarm had been triggered and found an explosion had happened on the 4th floor. The Boston Fire Department arson unit was called to the scene. An initial assessment found that the explosion appeared to have been intentional. Officers from the Boston Police Department then swept the building to search for any additional devices. The sweep yielded no additional devices that were discovered. A spokesperson for the FBI said that they are on scene following the explosion and that they are assisting our partners at the University of Harvard Police Department, and we're going to decline further comment at this time. We'll refer to the Harvard University Police Department. So the Harvard University Police Department is investigating the blast. along with the local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies. Anyone with information about the explosion is asked to call the Harvard University Police Department's Detective Bureau, and then it has the phone number here. If anyone here watching happens to need that phone number, it is right there on screen. Joey Awad was asleep when he said he heard a bang. He, quote, like I felt it in my body. He said, was really scared. My heart was racing, and then I tried to fall asleep, and then like 5 minutes later, I heard another bang. According to Harvard University Planning and Design, the Goldenson building was constructed in 1906. It is one of several Harvard buildings on the Boston campus surrounding the HMS Quad lawn. Got a doggo sneezing behind me. The FBI needs to find out who dropped the J6 bombs before they find out who these two are. They already know who dropped the J6 bombs. I believe it came out that they were actually federal agents. Federal agents, I believe, placed those bombs. So maybe I could actually find that real quick. For federal agent. The doggo is waking up. She wants to play. She's very bored. I've had her locked in here, but I need to lock her in here so she doesn't go start things with the other dogs. She tries to play with them. She gets a little rough. See. No, okay, there's no evidence. Well, that's the assumption that we make, I guess. Anyway, yeah, we'll see if anything happens with this. I've just been on the other screen the whole time. That's fine. It's not that big a deal anyway. Look at these grainy ass pictures though. Look at these grainy ass pictures. Anyway, let's move on to the next story that I have. Let's see. Back to my desk. You can see the doggo right there, super bored. She's very bored. Very bored doggo.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. Is that a stork?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's a stork. Are we back? Are we still going?
Yeah, we're still going. I was just talking about the Harvard bombing. We don't really know anything about it as of right now. It's just they're looking for 2 suspects. That's all. That's basically the story.
Real quick, can you throw that image that I shared up? I want to cover something just kind of randomly. I don't mean to derail, but I want to get this off.
No, you're fine. We're doing an extended version today anyway.
That's fine. Real quick.
Talking about that weld job.
Oh yeah. Which by the way, I think anyone looking at that shit can tell that it's wrong. Okay.
I mean, besides the fact that it's rusted, but
it's rusted, which means that you can't fucking do that shit. Okay. So just starting with the fact that it's rusted. Okay. Let's start with that one. Okay. 2, that's basically a fucking tack weld, which means that the people who are supposed to go in there and finish it later are supposed to finish fucking welding the shit. Okay?
Yeah.
So to be clear,
I'm a little confused. What all is supposed to be welded here?
So the piece, if you go to the top of the image, which is a little bit hard to see with that right there, what we're looking at is essentially a metal beam that's carrying a floor system through something. And they're supposed to have got the middle section of the beam supposed to be connected with the middle section of the beam. And we literally can't tell whether or not that's been fucking done. And if it hasn't been done, just simply walking underneath this thing is fucking dangerous because it could fall at any point. And that's a couple of 1,000 pounds of fucking metal.
Yeah.
And it's basically tack welded up there. So the reason that I want to talk about this real quick is this is what you get when you have a fucking, I believe, an El Salvadorian welder fucking welding for an Indian construction company. I wish I was fucking making that up at the moment.
So did they weld over the rust?
What actually looks like happened there is it looks like they grinded off a piece of metal to tack weld it up there. Then they kind of sealed the best they can over the fucking exposed metal that wasn't sealed or essentially fireproofed or any of that shit off, or painted over so that it wouldn't fucking rust. And then it was left out in the fucking rain for days. And then the welder probably didn't have time to come back and finish the shit But the Indian builder said, we do not have time to wait. We must get going right now. We must finish this building for our client. And so what happened there is they send the fucking framer back out there, and the framer's like, oh, well, I guess this is fine. Metal's not my job. And they just fucking finished building over the shit. So real quick, there's been a guy in the Discord arguing that they don't need fucking building code. Let me just go ahead and tell you, they need fucking building code.
It sounds like one of those people that think you need that it's possible to have zero government.
Yeah. It's one of these libertarian utopianists. We're not going to have any fucking government oversee our shit, right? But then past that, I have no problem with most of the Mexican people that I've worked with, carpenters, welders, any fucking bit of that. But when you get these guys over from places like in El Salvador and that kind of shit, and they're trying to do high level work and like engineered drawings, send them fucking home.
This is what you get.
Send them fucking home. Just send them all. I mean, every level of this, send them fucking home. And what they do, just to be clear, they have an old white guy on payroll that goes out to view this shit. I'm not fucking making this up. His name's Bill, and he'll go out to this job site to meet our engineering inspector, and he'll meet with them, and they'll basically ask us to come up with a solution. And then Bill's going to turn around and tell the Indian guy that that's going to be what it is we've got to do. And that Indian guy is going to lose his shit, saying that it's going to cost them a lot of money to undo all of the framing and fix the problem. To which my response is, fucking do it right the first time.
Yeah.
And to be clear, this company, which by the way, we've refused to work with, this is one of the last jobs we have with that company. Because we've refused to work with them anymore. This is like the fourth time they've had a major fuck up like this.
Well, that's why you're not using them, right?
So, well, I mean, that's not our building. We're just doing the engineering for the guys. And so they're going to sit there and start blaming us and all kinds of shit. And we're just going to be like, you knew what this had to be. Like, you could, like, this is your fuck up, not ours. Have a good day. And then we'll threaten to basically not go. Anyhow. We got off topic with the Harvard shit.
You're good. I have two more stories, and I wanna go make food. So let's get through these stories.
I understand. The reason I wanted to cover that is in the context of everything else we talked about earlier today.
Well, I was waiting for you to come back because there's a really funny story that I don't know if you've seen. Okay. So Stork, I want to get your opinion on this. I want to know if you've seen anything about this because we actually have the footage. We have this from Fox News. Arizona judge resigns after being caught allegedly urinating on street near the courthouse. This is disgusting. Prescott police cited Judge Christine Shahoff Olson for misdemeanor offense in an October incident. So this happened last month, and following this incident, she has now resigned. She was a local judge, and yeah, let's watch the footage.
It gets so much better when you find out what her husband did with this. I know this story.
Oh no. Here she is. She's in a bush. Now she's got to pull up her pants.
Why? What are we doing?
Uber.
This is disgusting.
Waiting for an Uber?
Okay, this is unacceptable. Where's your ID?
It's my husband's wallet. Walk that way.
She's probably sitting there waiting for the Uber, and she's like, "Oh, I've had so many people walk into my courtroom for pissing in public. It's totally fine. I'll get off easy."
Maybe she was getting off on the peeing in public. Anyhow,
whoa.
Point we're getting at here is apparently her husband got involved afterwards. Does the story say anything about that?
I don't know. I had only seen the body cam. So here, let's watch the rest of it. So here he is. He starts writing her up.
Spell your last name.
Wilson.
Go spell it.
Wilson.
O-L-S?
O-N.
O-N?
Is she originally from San Francisco?
Spell it.
K-R-S-T-Y-N.
K-R.
I.
Okay. Are you her husband?
Oh, here it is.
Okay. Can you hang out over by the cab for me? Nope. Come on. Yeah, you can, because I'm conducting an investigation.
For what?
Because I just saw her puking and urinating, exposing herself to several people.
That wasn't her.
Okay, you can go by the cab, or you can continue to interfere with the investigation.
Come on, baby.
Okay,
No.
last chance. Go over to the cab.
No.
Okay, well, then you're detained.
Stop.
I'm gonna throw you on the ground if you resist.
I'm gonna say I'm waiting for him to
Several
resist.
chances, and you don't want to listen.
We have a cab. Hey, baby.
He's resisting.
515-1 resisting.
Stop.
Not doing anything.
Oh, they're taking him down.
I hope they put him in the
Ground, dude.
Put him in the pea bush. Yeah.
pee.
I'm not fighting.
What's the date on this?
I love that. That happens so often. This was last month, October 4th. But I love that when you start like you're like pulling your arms away from police, and then he's like, "I'm not resisting." Like, what are you doing? What are you doing if you're not resisting?
Look, I'm just gonna tell everybody real quick. If you have multiple police there, and they are trying to cuff you, just fucking let them cuff you.
That's what I say all the time. I say it so many times.
Just let them cuff you.
Even if the police are in the wrong, even if the cops
Look.
have no authority or jurisdiction, you resisting gives them the authority to do it. So
Yeah, are we on YouTube or no?
We are still on YouTube.
Okay. I may or may not have known some people back in my 20s where if it was one cop, they would just straight up ghost the cop. There would be no way that cop was going to catch him. Just, it ain't happening.
Yeah.
Okay. I played football. These dudes ran like a 4.3, and that cop who was slightly overweight and maybe could still run a mile, there's no fucking way that dude was going to catch him. There was no way. By the time that cop got in the cop car to try to go follow that guy, that dude was gone. Like,
But point being, even if the cops don't have any like actual reason, it's better to just let them take you in or let them cuff you or whatever.
Yeah.
Because then you can make a case later for them abusing their power. But if you start resisting, it makes it look worse for you.
Exactly. So, especially if the cop is wrong about what they're doing,
just let them be wrong. Let them continue being wrong. Put them on. I look forward to my big payout from the city.
yes. Unfortunately, a lot of times they will let you off for whatever the fuck it is they thought you were doing, kind of thing.
Yep.
And then they will trump up another fucking charge and then tack onto that the resisting arrest.
My favorite charges from police is resisting arrest and disorderly conduct.
Yeah. So what that basically means in that particular situation is you may or may have been doing something wrong, and they're just going to fucking change it to
Minimum
disorderly
you're getting a
conduct and resisting arrest now because they've lost whatever it was they were originally trying to charge you with.
And her husband was a pretty big dude. I mean, you saw it took 4 officers to put him in cuffs.
Yeah, well, that being said, I am not endorsing anybody resisting arrest. Just go ahead and do that shit. Now, that being said, the people that I knew that we're not going to get into anymore with that, they were in the wrong with that. So, I mean, they probably is a good thing.
Here, look, just like we were talking about earlier, he's having her sign on a computer.
Nope, that's all his business. So you just sign above that solid black line right there.
I like, by the way, how the judge is just being let off with signing the ticket, and the husband is being like taken away.
That's part of the issue, though, right? Is like cops will sometimes detain you so they can figure out what's going on, and then afterwards you're free to go.
Yeah.
So if he had just fucking waited, they could have gone home together that night.
Look, I'm not saying be a bootlicker. I'm not saying any of that shit, but I am saying sometimes if you're just cool and chill about some shit, it will work itself out.
Even if you're doing something illegal, if you're cool with the cops, sometimes they'll be like, hey, look, man, I don't want to do the paperwork. Just stop doing it. Go home.
Exactly.
Just be nice to people. Just be they're human beings just like you and I. Just because they have a badge doesn't make them more or less human. They're humans just like you and I. They don't want to deal with stupid bullshit. So don't make them deal with stupid bullshit. Maybe they won't make you deal with stupid bullshit.
It's just
Anyway, let's read on, though. It says, an Arizona Superior Court judge has resigned after allegedly being caught urinating in public just steps from the courthouse where she served. Prescott police responded around 1:30 a.m. on October 4th after witnesses reported a woman relieving herself near Montezuma and Gurley Street on the same block of the courthouse plaza where she worked. Pause. If someone called to report that she was doing this and that she was... in the body cam footage, she's still there doing it. She was there so long that someone had enough time to, one, pick up their phone, dial 911, talk to the operator, give them all the info where it's happening and that it is happening. Then the cop has to respond. Let's say they're even down the street. How long does it take you to take a piss?
let's pretend. Okay, one, she's drunk, so let's just start there. Like what I wanted to say with this at the beginning is the reason they're taking an Uber is because they're both drunk.
But the husband walks up and says, "Come on, honey, let's go to the car."
The reason they're taking an Uber is because they're both drunk, and that you said like that's what's going on there. So the fact that he was resisting because he was drunk,
Yeah.
simple as that.
Well, that's why you
Because
shouldn't
he-
be publicly intoxicated. You make stupid decisions.
Look, I will say your generation is probably right in the whole anti-drinking thing, man. And it's not really that you guys are anti-drinking; it's that you're.
I'm anti-drinking.
Well, some people are.
I tell
It-
people
it-
that they should smoke weed instead of drink.
I'm not necessarily opposed to that statement either.
I'm actually going to take an
but-
edible right now. No, it's just-
No. I actually do not smoke. I have had one puff of weed my entire life. Didn't like it. And
that's perfectly fair.
honestly, I've probably been contact high a dozen times in my life.
I like the way drinking makes me feel, but I don't like. I absolutely hate the taste of alcohol. I've never found alcohol that I actually like.
Have you tried cider yet?
Tried what?
Cider.
No, I don't like cider.
Not the U.S. shit either. The real cider.
Maybe not. I do agree. There's a lot of weed that stinks, Gracie. Weed does have an awful smell. There is weed that you can find that has a pleasant smell. It depends on the strain and all that other stuff. I haven't smoked a single thing. Well, good for you, Missy. I've never had a cigarette, but I do like hookah on occasion. And by occasion, I mean like once a year I'll have a hookah. I haven't had one in over a year though. So
I may have gone wild with that when I was in Korea, but
hookahs are nice. The reason I like
Hookahs
hookah
are
is because my biggest thing about alcohol, smoking, and marijuana and stuff is it's far too convenient for people. That's partly why I hate vaping. It's not just that it's bad for you and that it causes all these other issues. I personally believe that the rise in anxiety is due to vaping, cigarettes, partly alcohol, but more so cigarettes, vaping, and weed. Weed increases anxiety.
Yep,
It's just a fact.
just true. I actually have a friend who was really big into weed culture, whole 9 yards kind of thing, and she. As she got older, she started to develop. There's something essentially where you start kind of going, and from like a deficiency and shit when you're smoking weed, and so yeah, there are problems. You can't tell me that weed doesn't cause problems with people. That it's totally healthy, because I know that's not true.
That's just not true. I mean, especially if you're smoking. Smoking weed causes a ton of problems.
Oh fuck yeah! But
You
at the same
can't say
time-
that smoking cigarettes is bad and then say smoking weed is fine. That's not how it works. Both things should not be in your lungs.
yeah. You're putting exogenous things in your body. It's amazing how that works.
You're putting burnt substances in your lungs, like.
But at the same time, I'm not against weed. I'm really not even against cigarette smoke. Now
I'm not
against
either.
you
I
doing
just
that
advise
shit.
people not to do it or do it in moderation.
I am against you doing that shit outside in public right next to me, though.
Yes.
'Cause I would appreciate it if you didn't do that shit.
I agree.
That being said, when I was younger, contact high all Sorry.
Yeah, but like as to your point, the husband was clearly intoxicated, but that's part. I mean, how many times do officers have to deal with drunk people? I'm sure it's a nightly basis that they
There's-
deal with
there's-
drunk people.
Well, okay, so here's the truth of that. They don't want to. They don't like working night shifts because of the volume of drunk people. Okay,
I don't doubt it. Not only is there more crime at nighttime, but that's when people are more than often than not taking part in some sort of substance that impairs
Yep.
their judgment. More often than not, alcohol, because it's legal in every state.
but what I will tell you is of the officers that I know, some of the worst calls they've ever been to are calls that they go on in the middle of the fucking day where the person is drunk.
Oh, geez.
Because you're no longer dealing with,
That's
this
like an
person has
alcoholic.
yeah, you're not dealing with a person who's had one or too many.
I had one
You're
too many
dealing
at
with
the
a person-
bar. Yeah, you're dealing with a
Yeah,
guy who's been drinking at home and has gone way overboard.
Yeah, you're dealing with some serious shit at that point, and that sometimes just it's funny sometimes, but it's not funny from what I understand. Like the stories that I've heard is sometimes it's not good for anyone involved. And sometimes there's kids involved.
Yeah,
You're showing up to a school where a parent's shown up drunk
to pick up their
Kind of
kid.
thing.
Yep.
to pick up their kid and all kinds of shit like that, or like the kid got in trouble and the mom's showing up and she's like fucking 12 shots in. And it's just bad. Some of those
I just
date
read
stories.
Guido. He said they were doing kinky shit.
Well, okay, so like, I mean, I was gonna make that joke, but at the same time, I wasn't, because I was like, "Why?" You were like, "Why does it take so long for a woman to pee?" Kind of thing.
Well,
And
I'm
just
kind of leaning in that direction now. Either one, it's because she's drunk and is struggling to do it, or two, she was enjoying doing it.
or here's a crazy one: she drank so much that literally somebody called the cops on her that she was doing it. She stopped peeing, or
And then
whatever,
again had to pee.
and then again had to pee.
That's a possibility too. Well, so it says here, body cam video obtained by Fox News, the body cam footage that we just watched. It appears to show that the Yavapai, okay, that's a weird county name, Yavapai County Superior Court Judge pro tempore Kristen Schaff Olsen, pulling up her pants quickly before sitting on a bench. Quote, "This is disgusting," the responding officer says as he approached her. I mean, look, dude, you pull up your police car. There's a girl squatting over a bush over here. And you walk over, and her bare ass is in the bush trying to take a piss. I'd be like, dude, this is disgusting too. I'd be like, man,
not only
you're
a bare ass,
revolting.
her bare ass. You've seen her.
No, I mean, look, you could see her. Well, it's blurred there, but the officer could see her bare ass. And then maybe because she's drunk, but because she gets startled by the officer, she goes and sits back on the bench with her ass still out. The poor people that are gonna sit on that bench tomorrow morning, not knowing what was there just the night before.
Probably an American Indian tribe. It is an American Indian tribe. Oh, well, not an American. It's not a tribal. It's a tribal word. Anyhow, let's not get into it.
But yeah, it goes on to talk about her spelling her name for the officer as they try to attempt to identify her. It goes on to talk about moments later, her husband, Jason Olsen, who serves as the Parks and Recreation Manager for the town of Chino Valley, approaches the scene and tries to pull his wife away from the officers, repeatedly refusing orders to step back. When asked why she was being questioned, the officers replied, "Because I just saw her puking and urinating, exposing herself to several people." See, what does several mean? What does several mean in this context? Anyway, nope, that wasn't her, Jason Olsen insisted. Nope, that wasn't her. Literally, it wasn't her. Dude, you were 30 seconds away from seeing it yourself. As Jason Olsen continues to resist police commands, the officers throw him to the ground. Get your ass on the ground. On the effing ground, dude. I'm not doing anything, Jason Olsen says. Dude, you were pulling your arms away from the officer. 5:15, we're fighting. The officer can be heard saying as several officers... Again, what does several mean? Other officers work to restrain and handcuff Olsen. Olsen was cited for urinating, and Miss Olsen was cited for urinating or defecating in public, a misdemeanor defense.
I don't know what to tell you, Tyler. Several is an interesting word.
Several is an interesting word that pisses me off.
What does interesting mean? Well, it means several things.
So Stork is not being invited back to the show. And he can go back in a month again. Anyway. See what you did, Stork. You see why I don't invite you? No, I'm joking. We like to have fun here at TTN. I'm just joking. But no, let's see. It says Olson is seen struggling to sign the citation. Nope, right here on the screen, officers say. Days later, the County Superior Court confirmed that Miss Olson had submitted her resignation effective October 31st. So she is no longer a judge for the county. My resignation comes after careful consideration of current physical, medical, and family circumstances. She added that the Yavapai County deserves a judge who are steadfast in their commitment to serving Yavapai County. Considering current events in my life, I believe it would be difficult to honor this commitment. I have therefore decided to resign. Well, good on her for resigning. Do you think she should have resigned as a result of this?
Yes.
Yes. Hey, I don't know if you have an
I
opposing
honestly
opinion
have
to
a
that.
question. I honestly have a question though. Is she a Democrat or Republican?
Well, judges are supposed to be impartial.
Some judges in some jurisdiction have to run impartial. Is she a Democrat or Republican?
Let's figure it out. Let me search it up. What party affiliation? I don't know how to spell affiliation. Affiliation is this woman.
APHIL or AL. No, IL.
It just pulls up the story of her peeing in public. Am I gonna have to ask Rock?
I guess at this point.
Okay. Let's go to X.
Put judge blah 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 in the grok question. now.
Is
Judge.
Judge Off
There you go.
Olson. Do. Doing it live, guys. Doing it live, folks. Reporters use several, like the word soon, intentionally ambiguous to cover lack of specific facts.
It's worse than that though, Gracie, because in my opinion, they are using several because they don't have the facts and they aren't going to look for them.
I mean, I'm with Gracie. I don't really care with her what her party affiliation is. Let's see.
I gotta go again.
You gotta go again. We got one more story after this, so if you want to join mid story, that's fine. But
as soon as I can.
if you gotta go, that's fine. Anyway, party affiliation. She was appointed by a Republican governor. So I don't know if that tells us anything. Just because she was appointed by a Republican governor doesn't necessarily mean she was Republican. But I'm with Gracie in the chat. And I don't really care either way. But anyway, that's the story, guys. I thought this was an interesting and somewhat funny story, especially with the body cam footage being released so quickly. We don't always get the body cam footage so quickly, so it's nice to see. But anyway, we're going to move things along here. And more puppers in the background. Guys, like the video. Like the stream. Not for me. For the puppers. For the puppers. Guys, support the channel so that I can support the puppers. Because she needs toys and food and all sorts of stuff. I need to take her to the groomer, get her fucking nails clipped so she stops scratching the shit out of me. The scratches have gone away now, but man, she's got some sharp paws on her. She's got some sharp goddamn paws. Anyway, we'll do another ad read to help kill some time here. Let's see if Stork returns. Let's see, what ads do we actually have today? Shitty Gov, if you're in chat, I need to know if Shitty Gov is in chat today. Shitty Gov, please notify me if you are in chat. I need to know. Because I do have something for Mr. Shitty Gov. Anyway, let's go over to the ad reading room, where I will now read this ad for you guys. We got this one from 1775 Coffee. You guys still haven't tried 1775 Coffee? Well, now's your shot. The 1775 starter kit just dropped. Only 1,000 units. You're getting the bold, dark roast that hits hard, the smooth, medium roast, and the Vitality Mushroom Coffee for clean energy and laser focus. No crash. All single origin, small batch, toxin-free, and mold-free. Plus, you're also getting a gold spoon clip because freedom isn't scooped with plastic. A frother strong enough to stir up your coffee and your mother-in-law's opinions. And a black 1775 tumbler. $170 worth of coffee and gear, yours for $99. This is for the ones who have been watching 1775 blow up on Rumble, wondering if it's actually worth it. Spoiler, it is. Go to 1775coffee.com. studio and grab your starter kit before they're gone. Bold beans, clean fuel, and a morning routine that stands for something just like Rumble does. Well, there you go, guys. Go check out 1775 Coffee if you have not done so already. Anyway, let's see. How are you? Okay, we got Shitty Gov in the chat. Guys. We only have about 15 minutes left until Joey Cannoli starts his morning or his afternoon show. I don't know what Joey Cannoli is talking about today, but let's go see. Does he have his stream scheduled? Because we will be raiding out to Joey Cannoli today. Joey Cannoli is a friend of the show. 1775 is too expensive for me. That's understandable, but hey, that you know that price, with that price comes quality, I assume, because there's a lot of people that we have on the show that are friends of the show that vouch for 1775 coffee. I personally am not a fan of coffee. I have enough natural energy. I spring out of bed and I'm instantly awake most days. So I don't need it. Stork is back. Hello, Stork.
I didn't disconnect this time. I figured it was going to be a quick call, which it was. So.
Good. I was just pulling up Joey's stream. We got Joey's stream coming up next after this, guys. Outworld Live, number 160. Weekend news. When is it okay for non-interventionalists to want to intervene? So he's going to be talking about, he doesn't always go over specific stories. He likes to talk about the nuances of things. And have a more like philosophical discussion. He does bring up news and stuff, but he uses it to talk about wider thoughts and opinions. So we'll be sending you guys over there after this next story.
Speaking of which, showed Joey apparently when you were supposed to be on with me or something like that. What's up with that?
Was that last week?
It was like last week or the week before. I'm just giving you shit. But yeah.
Well, last week No, not last week. Week before. You're correct. Week before. I was dealing with the pupper duppers back here. Wait. Here you go. Let me switch I was dealing with this puppy right here.
You're a good boy. Did I miss the last story? I apologize.
Good girl. She's a good girl. Anyway, no. We have one more story to cover. This is I like to bring up non-political stories as often as I can. So this is a non-political story. I know, super fun, right, Stork? But yeah. I like to bring up non-political stories every now and again. So we have Fox News, and I always end the stream with the non-political stories or the good stories if I have them. So this will be our final story for the stream. Let's see. It says Fox News, angler digging for fishing worms uncovers a massive medieval treasure hidden in a cauldron. Discovery near Summer Cottage contains up to 20,000 coins and ornate jewelry from early Middle Ages. A lucky individual in Sweden. We've had a few stories in Sweden recently of treasure being discovered. I find that interesting. But it would appear that this angler discovered a cauldron filled with medieval rings, pendants, and several thousand coins that were all remarkably well preserved.
There's a couple of questions, but keep going.
I was just going to say, in a translated statement from the County Administrative Board in Stockholm in mid-September, officials said the discovery was made in Stockholm County, home to 26 municipalities. Authorities described the finder as a private individual who was digging for worms to use as fishing bait at the time. What were you going to say, Stork?
The iconography on the coins, does it say where the coins are from?
Archaeologists in Sweden are examining thousands of coins of medieval jewelry discovered inside a buried copper cauldron. Does it say? The finder reported the discovery to the County Administrative Board, and the archaeologists are now investigating the site and examining the coins, beads, and rings and pendants that make up the hoard. I don't know. I've never seen. Where do you think these coins are from?
Hoard is a good word from that. Hoard is a good word. What country was this found in again?
Sweden.
Yeah, so now we have to ask a bunch of questions like, where do these coins originate from?
Well, that is a good question, because I brought up, I believe it was either Sweden or New Zealand, but there was a treasure hunting group that had found a treasure trove of all kinds of jewelry and rings and coins as well, and they had all come from different places that were not New Zealand or Sweden or whatever country they had found it in.
Yeah, but Sweden has a history with taking things from other places.
Shitty Gov said, "Is that Constantine on the coin?"
Now that was my question, because that's actually very similar to Constantine or Constantinian kind of thinking, which would have been Byzantine, France, The Holy Roman Empire used Constantine for a while, didn't they? I forget. But I believe at least those two countries used Constantine for some time. So I've got questions, Tyler. I've got questions as to where this comes from, how they were acquired, and whether or not those countries of origin are going to try to create legal hassle over this shit.
That's very fair. And then Bush says that there's a good chance that the government will just take it from him too.
Yep, that is also possible, because I don't think the Swedish government lets you keep crap like that.
So I think it was New Zealand then that the other story where the treasure hunters had found a massive trove of stuff. And I think in that one, they actually donated the majority, if not all of the treasure. They donated it, no cost.
Yeah, fuck that. No.
Me personally, I would have taken some souvenirs.
Let me ask this question real quick though. One, will they let you keep a souvenir? But two,
How are they going to know that one of the coins is missing?
Well, one, that, but two, will they let you roll over the taxes from year to year in the country you found it in?
Ooh, yeah.
Because if they'll do that, you could if they'll let you roll over the tax kind of thing, you could basically go your entire life without ever paying taxes again. Because, I mean, think about it. You find $10 million worth of coins, right? And you're working some I don't know, 70, 80,000 a year job or something like that.
Shitty Gov said if he's Muslim, he'll probably get to keep it because Sweden is lame.
Well, but now think about it though. If you find 10 million and you get to roll over, right? You could roll over your taxes for the rest of your fucking life. You're just never paying it anymore.
True.
That's a lot of fucking money.
So it goes on to say here that images released by officials show a collection of the ancient coins and jewelry displayed in a pile. You can see more pictures here. But authorities describe the discovery as an unusually large and well-preserved silver hoard dating back to the early Middle Ages. The cache weighs 6 kilograms, or nearly 13.25 pounds, and consists of several thousand coins, possibly as many as 20,000. That weighs a lot less than I thought it would have. 20,000 coins? Only 13.25 pounds?
Most of those coins are only quarter size, man, or small,
or dime sized, maybe.
Yeah, dime to quarter size.
I guess that's fair. That and they look pretty thin, so maybe that's what it is.
Most of that though is beading and jewelry. It looks like though.
This one here, it looks like a mix of jewelry and coins. Yeah. And then it says Sophia Anderson, an antiquarian at the County Administrative Board in Stockholm, called the cache one of the largest silver hoards from the early Middle Ages ever found in Sweden. She also added that we don't know yet exactly how many coins there are, but I believe it could be up to 20,000. Most of the objects are well preserved, though unfortunately the copper cauldron that maintained them is not. Not only are the coins ancient, but several of them are rare. I hate how often that word is used. Several of them are rare. One 12th century coin bears an inscription referencing King Knut Eriksson, while another coin from the island of Gotland depicts a church. Interestingly, one of the coins features the image of a bishop, which officials highlighted as one of the most extraordinary pieces.
You pronounce the K in that, so it's Knut. But anyhow, just by the way.
You do, okay, so Knut?
Yeah. I have no idea why, but yeah. No, which he's actually a pretty famous king, so they may actually be Swedish coins. One, which is kind of cool. But
shitty gov. Tax is theft. Finders keepers, bitch.
That's actually kind of what I was about to say. Can you imagine a fucking Viking or some shit like that being like, "Oh, we're just gonna give all my coins to the fucking government now"? They would roll over in their fucking grave. Just thought that was funny.
Let's see. Most of the objects are well preserved, though unfortunately the copper cauldron is not. Interestingly, one of the coins features the image of a bishop, which officials highlighted as one of the most extraordinary pieces. Quote, during the Middle Ages, so-called bishop coins were minted in parts of Europe. Coins produced on behalf of a bishop. The statement said that the hoard contains several such coins depicting a bishop holding a crozier in his right hand. The board will also report the fine, the Swedish National Heritage Board, which will decide whether the state will redeem the treasure. That is compensate. So Bush called it. They're going to take this from him and possibly compensate. So the person that found this, he's going to have it taken from him, and then maybe they'll compensate him.
Yeah, so judging from this with the Canute and the iconography and everything else, this is likely from the late 10th century to early like 11th ish. This isn't fucking Viking shit, anyways. This is all fucking like end of the Middle Ages kind of shit. You know, this Middle Ages, there were fucking guns coming in like Eastern Europe at this point.
Middle Ages.
Middle Ages.
Archaeologists are now working to document and study all the coins in the hoard. The release added that the county administrative board will also report the findings to the Swedish National Heritage Board, which will decide whether the state will redeem the treasure, that is, compensate the finder. Anderson commended the person who found the hoard, noting that exchanging such discoveries for government payment is the law in Sweden. Wow! So it is the law in Sweden that if you find a treasure trove, that you need to turn it over to the government.
Yep. Also, cannons were early 12th century, which means this is literally 100 years, less than 100 years before the first cannons.
I mean, that's still cool though.
It's still badass, but the question is, where did this money come from?
That's what I want to know. So hopefully they can identify the exact location of all of these. Because do these all come from the same place, or is there a mix? It's not being specific here. The finder did exactly the right thing by contacting...
Tyler, it was very specific in what it said. Missy, do you want to tell him? Gracie, do you want to tell him? It was very specific in the origin.
Yeah, what?
I'll put it in chat for those who are not paying attention.
Several. They found several coins. Yes. Yes. My favorite word.
No. I was going to say this a second ago when you were reading, though. This exemplifies that it's literally just the journalist being lazy.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Like there are several coins that are different. Roughly how many?
Roughly how many?
Dozens? Like fucking several dozens? Hundreds? Like is it a section of it? Like you literally just didn't fucking follow up with the question, did you? Like you didn't take 2 seconds to be like,
how many different locations did they come from? Right. Yeah,
like,
Gracie got it. She said several.
Yeah. How many different locations do you think it could be? Like kind of thing. Like what?
Several.
Trust me, bro.
Trust me, bro. Well, trust the officials, because the officials said that the finder did exactly the right thing by contacting us at the county administrative board.
So we didn't have to arrest his ass.
Yes, they didn't have to arrest him for finding the treasure. Imagine that, getting arrested by your own government for finding a treasure. According to the Cultural Environment Act, anyone who finds an ancient object made of silver or a hoard is required to offer it to the state for redemption in exchange for payment. That's so ridiculous. The Swedish hoard is one of many exceptional coin caches found in Northern Europe in recent years. In 2023, a plumber in the United Kingdom found a cache of ancient coins in a field and auctioned them off in 2025. A British family uncovered a trove of Tudor-era coins in a backyard in 2020, and they are being auctioned in Zurich, Switzerland in November. So, well, thankfully, a good part of the story is that the guy is not getting arrested because he did the lawful thing and turned over the newly found hoard of coins that he had discovered.
By the way, I think the reason they keep calling it a hoard is because I think it was actually fairly common for Vikings and raiders and all that kind of stuff.
Well, it's also a translation from Swedish.
Yeah. But I think it's pretty common for them to go like bury that shit somewhere where only they know where it is, kind of thing. So, thieves can't come into your house and steal shit. You can't get robbed. So
Stork.
Totally
well, Shitty Gov said, trust me, bro. You don't even have to think about it, bro. Just trust me, bro.
He's still going, Joey, because when Tyler's
Joey, you're not
me,
fucking canceling. No canceling today.
when he's with me, he can keep going. But with you, for some reason, he just
I cut it an hour. Yeah.
Shit. I don't know really what's going on there.
I did a 3-hour-long show today, and I'm rating to you, Joey Cannoli. All right, I already said I'm rating to you. You're not backing out of this now.
Oh, Joey.
All right, we're gonna end it here. Thank you for coming on, Stork. I'm gonna stop the recording. Where can people find you? You want to shout anything out?
X.com, the whole Mad Stork at 9-1 thing. You people know who I am.
You can follow him, Mad Stork, on the X's. So go check him out over there. I assume Joey Cannoli is only joking, and he will be going live here in just a moment.
Hello.
Hard R. Yo, Joey Hard R. Sub Sick of Shitty Gov. Is Hard R still alive after the weekend? I don't know. I haven't seen our Hard R Sergeant in here. Yeah, get on it, Joey. Guys, go yell at Joey. Go tag him on his Discord and be like, you better be going live right now, mother. Go yell at him.
There you go. I'm gonna go fix something to eat because I'm hungry as shit.
I am also very hungry, so I will be doing the same.
You
So
disrupted my lunch, you mother.
you also disrupted my lunch, but we had an excellent conversation. I look forward to editing all our clips.
There you go.
All right,
Well,
later.
I will
Thanks for
see
coming
you
on.
later. See ya.
Peace. All right, well, that was the Mad of Storks. So we will be closing out of that. And yes, Fishy, I am still going. I had a ton of news to cover. I had an excellent guest to cover it all with. And yeah, we are actually now coming to an end here. Joey Cannoli should be going live right about meow. So he should be going live. I'm going to message his chat right now. Go live. Go live right now. Go live right now. Go live right now, guys. Go over to Joey Cannoli's stream. Shitty Gov, the reason I was asking if you were in the chat, because this song goes out to you, buddy. You guys have an excellent day. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see all of you guys tomorrow. Later, guys. This is for you, Shitty Gov.